this is, wowee. I've never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a more game of the round than this one. And we're ready to rock and roll it, man. We are, we're ready to rock and roll. Hey guys, how you going? So now BK Sport. We are back for NRL round 13. We are basically at the halfway mark. You could argue this is the halfway mark, or you could argue the next round is the halfway mark. But at the end of the day, we are bang smack in the middle of the season, and this is a really important time around that origin period to really solidify yourself and make your push for the top 8, or make your push for the top area of the table. Like the top area of the table, not so much as in like the first, second, third area, maybe fourth, I guess, but this is a real important area for those mid-range teams to make that push and to put themselves back into the conversation, right? And this game is, look, one of the teams is definitely around the conversation. I guess we could see a Knights absolute miracle run like we've seen on multiple years, where they fight their way into the top 8 and then get knocked out first week. You know, that could happen, but, you know, let's see how it does roll on here. Today we've got the St. George Illawarra Dragons taking on the Newcastle Knights in a game that, look, I don't think a great deal of people are going to be extraordinarily excited for. Both these teams don't play exactly the most exuberant footy and the most unbelievable, exciting games as individuals. But, you know, maybe that is completely off it, and maybe it does become a really good game. Hopefully it does, and hopefully we get to watch on as a good one unfolds. But guys, let's get to these two team lineups. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get into it. So this game is at Cogra in Jubilee Stadium in Sydney, which is the home of the St. George Illawarra Dragons, who come into this game from 10th position, whilst the Newcastle Knights come into this game from 14th position. Now, we go to the ins here for the Dragons, Hame Sele and Toby Couchman, with the outs being Corey Allen and Dylan Egan. The fullback is Clint Gutherson, who is also the captain. Wingers of Tyrell Sloan and Nathan Lawson. Is he on debut? I feel like he might be. I haven't seen that name before. But Dragons fans, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. But Nathan Lawson is on the wing for the Dragons. Then you go to the centres of Moses Sully and Valentine Holmes, who backs up after Origin. Lycan King Tungia is the 6 with Carl Flanagan in the 7. You've got the front row forwards of David Clemmer and Blake Lowery, and the number 9 is Damien Cook. Back row is Jaden Stewart and Toby Couchman. 13, Hamish Stewart. Go to the interchange, Jack DeBellin, Luchan Leilua, Jacob Little and Loco Pacific Kitonga, with the 18th man in place of being Hame Sele, and the coach is Shane Flanagan. The biggest thing here for tonight, one, obviously, is going to be the halves. That is the problem with the Dragons, that they've tried to figure out what their halves are this year. Originally had Flanagan and Lachlan Elliott. Now they have Lycan King Tagia, who is still making his way into the NRL scene, whilst Flanagan is still, we're waiting for him to really go on and prove it as an NRL halfback. So that is the biggest thing for the Dragons. But I also want to see how Valentine Holmes backs up after Origin. He had a very poor game. I'm a Queenslander. And unfortunately, I got to admit it, Val Holmes did have an extremely rough game there for Queensland. And, Dragons fans, you need to see him turn up here tonight and make amends for kind of what we saw on Wednesday, because it's going to be a tough backup, though. 2 days. Literally not last night, but the night before was when he was playing in State of Origin. And it was a physical game, man, especially from New South Wales side. So it's ballsy, and it's strong mindset for Val Holmes to back up, because he would have had the opportunity to not back up, especially on such a short turnaround. But he's a warrior, man, so he is back into the lineup. And then obviously alongside him is Nathan Lawson, who I believe is on debut. I could be wrong, I could be incorrect, but I believe he's on debut here. So yeah, look, it's a bit of a muffled Dragons team right now, where they're kind of competing, they're kind of not, they're up and they're down, they're left and they're right. You just don't know what you're going to see from them. But we could see a great game, we could see a poor game. They are going up against a team that they would be expected to win against. So this is where the Dragons really need to, make their name. You've got to, when you're especially a part of that middle section of the table, you need to be winning these games against the bottom of the table, because effectively it is a 4-point game where the winner will get 2 points and the loser will get 0 points, and you really get that separation going there. So you're taking away 2 points from the opposition, so if people don't understand that reference. So this is a very important game here for the Dragons, and it will push them, much more into the contention as well. Now for the Knights, on the other hand, Jack Hetherington, Jermaine McEwen and Leo Thompson come in, with the outs being Adam Elliott, Matthew Arthur and Paul Bryan. Now, you will notice an in there that is not there. Sorry, you will notice that there is not an in that you might have expected, who was originally in the team, and it's Kalen Ponga. He is not backing up after Wednesday. Fletcher Sharp will move from that 6 into the fullback position, with the wingers being James Schiller and Fletcher Hunt. Centres of Dane Gagai and Carl McCarthy. Now you get Jack Cogger moving into the 5/8 position with Tyson Gamble as the halfback. You go to the front row of Tyson Frizzell and Leo Thompson. And the number 9 is Phoenix Crossland. The back row is Dylan Lucas and Kai Pearce-Paul, with the 13 Matt Croker. Then the interchange is Jaden Brayley, Jack Etherington, Brodie Jones and Thomas Kant, with Jermaine McEwen as the 18th man replacement, and Adam O'Brien is the coach. Now, this is a big issue here for Newcastle. It is a massive issue Callum Ponga not playing. Why? Because now they've had to adjust their halves pairing again. They have had to adjust their halves pairing again, man, which has been an issue for, 3-4 years now with the Knights, where they just don't, well, maybe not even 3-4, that's probably going a little bit exaggeration, but at very minimum 2-3 years is what would go there for the Knights' halves troubles, where they just changing around left, right, and centre, and Jack Cogger now comes back into the 5/8 with Gamble pushing into the halfback, where Gamble would normally be a 5/8, but, they're trying something out here that's a little bit different. Callum Ponga being out means that Fletcher Sharp moves from that 6 into that fullback. So, yeah, they've had to shuffle it around a little bit, which unfortunately is quite disappointing for Newcastle, because you do want to see them get some continuity. You want to see them get a little bit of continuation with their halves pairing. It's always changing. It is. And it's like, I'm not even insulting the Knights by saying that. I'm just saying that's the most important positions on the field as a duo, realistically. Yeah, the hooker is important. Yeah, the fullback is important. Fletcher Sharp's going to do a great job tonight because he's a great player. Crossland, he can be very 50-50. But realistically, when it comes to the Knights' problems over the last couple of years, I am specifically looking towards the halves and saying, it's just too much changes. You can't go and win a premiership. And this is the issue as well. Like, Knights fans can be content and happy with their competitive nature over the last couple of years, where they will compete, they'll just make the 8, and then they'll get knocked out. And it's like, if you want to compete, then you're successful right now. You're extremely happy with it, because if you're fighting for your limitations, you get to keep them. So if you fight for your limitations to just get into that top 8, 7 area, and then just be in the finals, congratulations. But ultimately, we all want to see our team win a premiership, right? And I just don't think that right now Knights have got themselves set up for success in the near future. I know they're bringing in Dylan Brown, but who are they going to put in the halfback? And also, they're thinking about putting Dylan Brown into the halfback, so who do they put into the 5/8? Do they put Fletcher Sharp there, or do they put Tyson Gamble there? They've got Jack Cogger on the books. I don't think Jackson Hastings is on the books anymore. But the point is that they just don't really know what they want to do, in my opinion. So Knights fans shouldn't be expecting much over this year, and probably even next year. But then after that, that's when they can really start to make their push and to start competing. I still don't believe in Adam O'Brien, but overall, like, their 1 through 5 does definitely need a lot of work. And their forwards, like, on their day, can be great. Dylan Lucas is a fantastic back rower. Like, Dylan Lucas is great, but you are losing Leo Thompson to the Canterbury Bulldogs next season. So who comes in to replace Leo Thompson there? Is there a signing that I can't think of right now? Please let me know in the chat. But it's just a very difficult, I don't know if I would say bleak future for the Knights. I don't think I would say the word bleak, because the Knights always do compete, but again, that's the problem. They're just competing. They're not actually going for the top dollar. They're not going for the big one all the way at the Bang Premiership, right? So that's what I have the issue with the Knights. They're just not in a situation that's going to benefit themselves in the near future, right? And I don't know about what their long-term future goals are as well. A lot of their fans complain about Callum Ponga now. They won a game, I think, last week, and Callum Ponga wasn't playing, and people were celebrating it. It's like, man, like, if you don't want Callum Ponga there, then shit, you're going to have to change it around all over again. You'll have a lot of money to spend, but, it's just such a difficult prospect with Newcastle right now. It's really difficult to even understand what their long-term future is. Now, my prediction for this game today is going to be the Dragons. Look, can the Knights win? Sure. Can the Dragons come out and look like a bunch of spuds? Absolutely. We've seen it before. But I do think the Dragons have a better team list on paper. I think that they're in a more competitive spot right now on the ladder, which we'll get into in a second. And I think that the Knights are going to have their work cut out for them down here in Cogra. But the NRL, we've seen so much this season. It's upset season. Every single game feels like an upset. I think we've had like 45 or 40% of games. Last week, every single game was an upset. All 5 games that were on the cards last weekend were upsets. which is a crazy thought process. So you never know in the NRL, and that's why I'm not going to go and guarantee you a Dragons win. I could never guarantee a Dragons win anyway, to be fair, but I am pretty confident the Dragons should be able to get up for this game tonight. Now, in regards to this ladder here, the Knights, they're in 14th position. Now, who has the buys this week? It is the Dolphins, it is the Bulldogs, and it is the Sharks. So the Sharks and the Bulldogs have nothing to do with you, but the Dolphins will get their buy. So they will go up to 12 points, and their points differential is way better than yours in Newcastle. They've got a plus 42, and you've got a minus 55, and they'll go up to 12. So you aren't jumping up above the Dolphins this weekend. It's just not happening. The Dolphins, with their buy, actually will jump up into 8th position from 13th because of their points differential. Well, depending on that Broncos-Manly game, regardless, one of those teams will win, so they'll come back. But we'll talk about that later. The Knights, if they are to win this game, they would go to 12. They've got a minus 55 points differential. The Tigers have a minus 54 points differential. So you've got to remember the Tigers will drop down. So the Tigers will go to 13th. So that means the Knights will jump up to 12th regardless of how much they win by. Then, unless they win by 1, then they're equal. But if they win by more, they go above them. The Roosters are minus 20, so you have to win by 35 points to be going above the Roosters, which I just don't see happening here. The Knights aren't exactly prolific scorers. This is not a prolific scoring team. So I would say that realistically, you're going to be finishing this weekend off in 12th, unless the Tigers beat the Cowboys. Then you would be finishing off in 13th. If you lose this game, however, all 3 teams below you are playing. So the Eels, they play the Panthers. They're on minus 79. If you lose tonight by 24 or more, you go below them. You would have to lose by 45 points or more to go below the Titans today, and the Panthers are on 9 points. So the Eels play the Panthers, Titans play the Storm, gee whiz, that's tomorrow, and the Panthers play the Eels. If all 3 of those teams win, you could end up in last. You would end up in last. If all 3 of those teams won, the Knights would be in last after this weekend. But I wouldn't be banking on all 3 teams at the bottom of the table to win all 3 of their games, especially when the Titans are taking on Melbourne, and they need a win, Melbourne. The Eels are taking on the Panthers, who also really need a win. They are last right now, but they're not playing well, but you still kind of feel like Panthers should get up for that one. And actually, one of those teams will, regardless, will be above the Knights based on the fact that they play each other in the Eels and Panthers. So no matter what, you will finish off this weekend in 15th if you lose. But there is that chance of going into last position if... Oh, no, sorry, you can't go into last because they both play each other. So the lowest you can go is 16th, sorry. One of the Eels or Panthers... No, if Panthers lose... Anyway, that doesn't matter. Point matter is that regardless, you will be in 15th if you lose. And then it just comes down to the Titans' result against the Storm. So a lot to play for in regards to a win for the Knights. Not that your position is going to be gaining too much, but you would be equal with the 8 for the time being. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the Dragons are in 10th, which is not too far away. They're on 12 points, which is equal with Manly, the Broncos, the Roosters, the Tigers, and now the Dolphins with the bye. And the Dragons have a minus 11 points differential. So regardless, they're dropping below the Dolphins today. And it just comes down to if they win, because they've got a minus 11, Dolphins have a plus 42. So this is why I say points differential is so important for the Dogs fans out there not Dogs fans, the Warriors fans out there who don't want to listen to that statistic, because you are very vulnerable if you don't have a good points differential for teams jumping you just off a bye, for example. But the Dragons, if they were to lose this game, if they lost by 9 or more, they'd go below the Roosters for now into 11th, and the Tigers on minus 54, they'd have to lose by about 45, 44 odd points. But again, those 2 teams play. So if the Roosters and the Tigers win, Dolphins are above you. You go down 13th. The Knights aren't jumping you. Unless you were to lose this game by about 26, 24 points, then the Knights would actually jump you and you would go into 14th. So I should have mentioned that before. The lowest you can finish off is 14th. You're not dropping below anybody else unless you lose by a monumental margin and the Eels get a decent enough win against the Panthers. But if you win this game, you would for the time being go above Manly, and you would go above the Broncos, you would go above the Cowboys, and you would be equal with the Rabbitohs and the Sharks on 14 points. Now the Sharks have a bye, so they will be above you regardless, but the Rabbitohs have a minus 52, so your minus 11 will put you above them into 6th. The Rabbitohs play the Warriors this weekend. So I would realistically be putting you, if you win this game, into about the 7th or 8th category, which is still good. You know, you're in the top 8 for the time being, and you'd be happy with that. I predicted the Dragons to finish in bang smack 8th this year, so I'd love to see them be put right bang smack into the 8th position. But, you know, I would expect you to be in 8th, because I've got the Cowboys to probably beat the Tigers. I don't know if that's a home or away game there for the Cows, but if it's up North Queensland, then I've definitely got the Cows to win. That's like a graveyard for the Tigers in recent history or ever. The Rabbitohs Warriors, I probably have the Warriors to win that game. And Broncos Manly. One of those 2 teams will actually jump you regardless, because they're both above you. So yeah, I'd be saying you probably finish off the weekend in 8th. I think probably actually Cowboys and Rabbitohs No, they don't play. I don't know why I thought that Cowboys and Rabbitohs play each other. Yeah, probably in 8th. But we'll see how it goes. You got to win the game first. You got to win the game first, and there's no guarantee with St. George. There's no guarantee ever that either of these two teams win. So there you go, guys. That's the pre-game thoughts. Knights running out to the field now, and then the Dragons. Obviously, like I said, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get into the chat and see what you're saying for Farming XP. Oh man, here we go. Justin Sundo with the $2 donation says Farming XP. Appreciate you, Sundo. Thanks for the farm. Are you first yet? Are you first? Olivia Reed with a $3 donation says another day, another dono. Hello from Noosa. Get around you in Noosa. Beautiful up there in Noosa. Beautiful. Let's just have a quick. Thank you very much for your donation. So Olivia's in second, and Sundo's not even on the leaderboard yet. But the leaderboard will adjust. We all know it does. Benny West is 5 p.m. The game's over. No. The game hasn't started yet, mate. But let me just refresh this, because as a lot of people know, I am in Thailand right now. So that is why the time is on the correct time zone. But thank you very much for your donations, guys. Dazmate says, hello everyone, especially Tigers fans. Hello everyone, especially Tigers fans. Why are we saying hello specifically to Tigers fans right now? Am I missing something? Highlands fans, just to let you know, your Drua don't get the wooden spoon. Yeah, we never get the spoon, mate. We're the greatest team that ever existed. Skidder Media says hi. Hello, Skidder. Sharp is now the first tier fullback. Hope Ponga enjoys Reggie's. Thank you, Daz. Highlanders fans says, hope everyone's doing well. Skidder says, last time I was in Noosa, I got robbed by 2 homeless blokes. Fair. Random. Extremely random comment, but fair. Olivia says, I stand by the statement I made last night. What was the statement you made last night? Was it the Broncos get the spoon? Ah, yes, it was. Yeah, no, it was. Olivia did mention, even though it's a Broncos fan, which is very surprising, to be completely honest with you. Very, very surprising. Like, I'm surprised you would say something so crazy, Olivia. I'd probably put them, around that 8 right now, but you've got them in last. That's wild. Dion says, Dragons 20 plus. Maybe, potentially. But all right, we're underway here. Like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, Knights kick it off, and the Dragons will get this ball from inside their own end goal. Gives it up to Blake Laurie, and Laurie will get it out to the 10. All right, let's skip a little bit to the live comments now. Benny West says, Wes Patton was Gold Coast's most exciting player. What's happening in the comment section already? We've been here for 20 seconds, lads. We've been here for 20 seconds. We've got Wes Patton was Gold Coast's most exciting player. Mitchell says, Knights are the shitter team, which means the Dragons will lose. Thank you, Mitchell. So, Dragons now will get... Did you like Dazmate's random shout-out for the Tigers, though? Did you like... Sunday, there's XP updates. I don't know. This is a brand new feature from yesterday with YouTube. So, the XP updates... It's a brand new feature. But the Dragons now get this ball at the 40. Then off to the 45 through David Clemmer. And they'll be fit tackle. Not a bad set, actually. They get to the 50. Someone says, I tip the Dragons. I think Newcastle are spoon faves. There's a few teams that are down there that are definitely pretty good morals to be in the hunt there for the spoon. Unfortunately, my team is currently around there. Hopefully, this re-signing of Keanu Kenny is going to boost the morale of the team and get us going again. But I have absolutely no faith in the organisation to do that. Olivia Reed says he needs to fix the clock. Get into him. I don't need to fix nothing. Never. I never fix the clock. You know why? Because the clock's always right over here. It's all about perspective. If you believe something, if you truly believe something, it's always right. So 4 tackle for Newcastle, they get this ball to 50. Olivia says, yeah, I was stuck there for ages last night. Yeah, it updates. I'm happy the Galvin situation is finally over. Yeah, no, it is good, and we won't have to speak about it at least until, well, we'll have to speak about it when he plays his first game for the Dogs, but I wonder what the Dogs do. Do they put him in immediately, or do they wait it out? Because, again, they're in first place. So this is just such unnecessary drama, in my opinion, for a team in first position. I get it sets you up long term, but for a team in first position, like, this is unheard of to be this all over the shop in regards to the media. Usually you're just getting circle jerk 24/7. Now they're copping a bit of slander for it. So it's pretty crazy to see, especially with the Reed Marnie situation as well. But I do think that Bulldogs players are probably a little bit... Oh, that's a high tackle there for the Knights. So Dragons will get a penalty at the 35, especially with Reed Marnie. But I think their players might be getting sick of the old penalties. It's funny once, it's funny twice, but he is very disciplined. The only issue that I find with that is that he's one of your best defensive players because he just makes tackles galore. So it's a big decision. Bulldogs downfall is on. Oh, Mitchell, you're in the top 3 now. Fire up, mate. Fire up, Mitchell. Deary me. Dazmate says, I got called a biased Dogs fan the other day, arguing with some 7-year-old on TikTok. He didn't believe me when I said David Clemmer was an Origin player and good back in the day. Clemmer used to be a big dog, man. Clemmer used to be one of the better front row forwards in the game. When he was at the... It was the Dogs, yeah? It was when he was at the Dogs, not the Tigers. Tigers, he was okay, but like the Dogs... Or was it Newcastle? No, it's not Newcastle, because... No, because he's the Dragons now. Shit, he's been through a few teams. He has been through a few teams, but yeah, he was a big bopper. He was one of the better forwards in the game. Out to the left-hand side now. They give it up here to Val Holmes, and Val Holmes will be taken down at the 20. Gets the offload away. Clint Gutherson here, second tackle. Dragons on the attack early. Been hearing that since round 4. Well, I guess there's a valid kind of criticism for what's going on now. I think that with the Gus Gould situation, I still think we need to wait it out, but I do think it's quite... I think there's valid criticism for his role in the media. Left-hand side, Val Holmes! That's a forward pass by about 30 metres. That pass went so forward, that I'm pretty certain Julian Edelman just caught that. Julian Edelman, wide receiver of the New England Patriots, has just caught that ball for a touchdown. Pizza Gaming says, boo, but up the Sea Eagles. Sure, Pizza Gaming, thank you for that. Boo, but up the Sea Eagles. Are you just booing just for the sake of it, or what are we doing? Seagulls not playing today. Yeah, no, they don't play today, mate. Wait, who do Manly play this week? Manly play the Broncos. Well, we'll be live tomorrow for them. That'll be a good game. 5:30, 6:30. Yeah. I nearly didn't stream this game tonight, but I was like, shit, we'll do it. Dasmate says Seagulls suck. There is also that thought process as well. Second tackle and the Knights will be taken down here at the 18 on their own side of the field, 5 minutes into the game here. Oh, when I was at the markets the other night, so third tackle now at the 30 for the Knights. When I was at the markets here in Hua Hin, penalty here to the Knights at the 30. A couple of penalties in the first 5 minutes, one for the Dragons and one for the Knights. So we're getting underway with the old officiating early. Not saying it's wrong, just saying the old whistle's getting a good blowing early doors. The old whistle's getting a massive blowing. Massive blowing. But Jaden Stewart will give that one away for not clearing the ruck. Now, I was at the markets last night, and I saw that there were these, like, airbrush tattoos. You know those airbrush tattoos? They last for, like, 5 to 7 days. And they had all the different animals and stuff from the NRL that were on there. So I was considering getting one just for a bit of fun. But I decided against it because I also don't want to put it on my face. But that could be a bit of a fun thing we could do here. Andrew says, I'm here for the painting. Yeah, no, you're not here for me. No. Screw me. I'm an idiot. Now, that painting, though, that painting. TD says, BKR, put fraud alert on the Broncos and Sea Eagles. Not yet. Broncos, massive frauds, but, like, that's huge. They're huge fraud alerts, to be fair. I should. Well, it'll depend on who wins tomorrow. Knighty, right inside. Oh, Kai Peace Paul, fit tackle. 4 metres out of the line. I'll read that in a sec. Knights here at the 10. They kick it through, and the Dragons will just get it with one of the worst kicks you've ever seen. Be first tackle for the Dragons at the 5. Don Finlayson says, Belinda's blown a couple of... Okay. And penalty to the Dragons. So 3 penalties in the first 6 minutes. Wow, we're nearly beating the clock. We're getting close to beating the clock with penalties. Mitchell says, Thailand is really rubbing off on you with this blowing. Big blow. Big whistle blowing nation. Jimmy James says, I especially like the grey wall. I don't know if this is grey, though. It's like a shade of blue. I wouldn't say it's grey. Maybe it looks grey on the screen, but I'd say it's more... Maybe I'm colourblind. But it's definitely more blue where I am. Maybe you're colourblind. Actually, you know what? I will go with that. You're the colourblind man. I got 20/20 vision, mate. I'm a pilot. I'm basically a pilot. Hint of blue is there, I'd say. Yeah, and you get into him. Tell Jimmy James to get a grip of himself, Very much, definitely blue there. All right, so the Dragons will get this ball to the 35 on the third tackle. Michael Paul's Warriors win for me against the Rabbits. Yeah, I think the Warriors beat the Rabbits as well, but it'll be a good game. Rabbits have been plugging along. Nothing too special, but they have been plugging along. 20 metres away now, but both teams, it's an important game for them. Dragons now fit tackle, 8 metres out. They've had 2 attacking opportunities now in the first 8 minutes. Let's see if they can actually put this one to bed. They go to the right. Flanagan over the top. Here is Tyrell Sloan, they dropped the ball. It's going to be a dropout here. Fletcher Sharp just cleans it up. Not really that clean, but he does clean it up. Dion says, you should so get the Tyson tat in your face. So I was with a friend of mine who's doing the fitness retreat with me. I met him here, and he was with his partner, and we were looking at the tats, and we were like, shit, if they have like a Tyson tat, I would do like a dono goal on here, and if they got it, I'd get it for the 7 days or whatever, because you can put like donation goals on this thing. There's like a new thing that you can put goals there, so I would have done it, but they didn't have it. I asked, I would have got it, especially in Thailand, after Hangover 2, you got to do it. It's a part of the culture, you know. You've got to get the Tyson tat, airbrush tattoo. But unfortunately, he didn't have it. Maybe in Bangkok they would. Maybe. Probably. Second tackle here at the 8. 9 minutes in now. Dragons, Damien Cook. He'll go out to the left-hand side to Flanagan. Flanagan then... Blake... No, it's Gutho. Jeez, Gutho's got a bit of weight on him now. Not in a bad way, but he's definitely bulked up a little bit. He's got a big frame compared to his Paradays, in my opinion. So Blake Laurie, 2 metres out here from the line. What about... No, you're an idiot, said Watson. I'm not wearing a teardrop tattoo. I'm not getting an airbrush teardrop tattoo. You are a muppet. Out of the right, it's Gutho again. Jeez, he's getting involved early. This is why he's been great for the Dragons. That's a big signing for the Dragons. Gutho's been incredible this season. That's not a good kick there from Flanagan. And the Dragons will knock it back. I don't know what's happening here. And that ball was so dreadful that it's a knock on Dragons. And... Knights get the ball. Very sloppy stuff. Very sloppy. TD says, who you got for this game? I got the Dragons. Not confidently, but I do have the Dragons. Mitchell says, Gamble should bring back his shit haircut. It might bring a spark back to the game. Oh, did he get rid of the shit haircut? Oh, he's got a normal haircut. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Come on, man. That's disappointing. You know, we're over here talking about getting, you know, teardrop airbrush tattoos, and Tyson Gamble can't even keep his haircut shit. Like, that's unbelievable, man. Come on. Third tackle now at the 25 for the Knights. Now at the 34th tackle. 30 minutes to go the first half. 10 minutes gone. Hit that like button and subscribe. And guess what? Bing, bang, boom. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Penalty. That's 4 penalties in the first 10 minutes. We are on a roll here. Damn. We are on an absolute roll. 10 minutes in, 4 penalties. We're on top of this. Are we here to watch rugby league, or are we here to watch penalties galore? Seb Watson says, drop the old noodle head. That would bring a spark to the game. You really hate Crossland, eh? Crossland cops a lot of hate in this chat. Slub says, get no regrets somewhere. Unfortunately, he didn't have the no regrets. It was more like animals and like cultural, you know, those kind of like, a lot of the like the Māori style tattoos and stuff like that. Again, it was airbrush for 5 to 7 days. I will get one, but I will put a donation goal there because I don't want to wear. I'll get it on my face or like on my neck or something like that. I look like a mad dog. I'm a lot fitter than I was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I started this. So, but I don't really want to get a. Oh, nice, close for knock on, but they keep it. 4th tackle at 20. But like to do it, I wouldn't be embarrassing myself like that without. Without some support. 5th tackle now. Get the Joker smile. Okay, what are you doing? We're not sitting here with a Joker smile for 7 days, mate. And knocked back by the Knights, but the Dragons will get it, and they will bring it out here to the 15 on 1st tackle. This has been a sloppy game so far. A lot of sloppy game. A lot of sloppy. And as I say that, guess who drops it? Val Holmes knocked the ball on. So, Knights ball here, 10 metres out. Knights ball here, 10 metres away. 0 tackle. Val Holmes, he's brought his origin form into this game at the moment. Now, this is what we're saying, Jimmy James. Unfortunately, they don't have the Mike Tyson trouble to face tap. We told him he should get it. Because I 100% would have done that. That would have been fun. Tyson Frizzell to Gamble. Short ball, 5 metres away from the line. Cedric Sampson says, come on the Dragons. Well, they're on the back foot right now. Knights here, 5 away. Leo Thompson. And he'll get taken down 3 metres out, 3rd tackle. Dasmo says, New York Jets form. The old New York Jets, that's ages ago now. Can't believe how far. Oh, another knock on. Okay, we've seen 4 penalties and 2 knock-ons in 12 minutes, guys. 4 penalties and 2 knock-ons in 12 minutes. Is it okay if I leave the stream and just go get dinner? JFR Money says, hey Blaze, how's the classes today? Good to see Kenny with the contract extension. No, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Keanu, man. Great family. Great skill set. He's got a phenomenal future ahead of him. New Zealand fullback. He's an unbelievable player, man, and I'm so happy that he's part of this club in such a dark time for this club. That's a shining light. So no, very happy for that. And in regards to the class today, yeah, I'm pretty screwed, bro. I'm exhausted, but we still do it, man. Like literally, I have to cut the Muay Thai class short by about 15 minutes to get here for this stream on Thursdays and Fridays. But they whack me for that 45 because they don't have to leave early. They absolutely slap me for that 45. So yeah, it's a grueling task, man. But there was a third tackle of the 33. I had a shirt that I bought in India that was too small for me. Like I got an XL or a 2XL, but in India, that's like a large, if that. Like it's lucky to be a large, because their sizes are ridiculous and they've got such small frames in India. Fit tackle at the 50 for the Dragons. So I bought that thinking it was going to be big enough, and it just wasn't. So I actually fit into it today. Like I fit into it and there's like space. So I've lost a lot of weight in this last 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Bradley says, go the Knights. Well, they're off to an okay-ish start. Like that. Well, they haven't conceded yet. Both teams have been a little bit of schmozzle. Dragons will be up by 20 if Matt Duffy was playing. Matt Duffy is a name I haven't heard of that for a while. Is he killing the Super League? Is he still in the Super League? What's he doing? Relegate both of these teams, Seb says. Actually, Seb, for some reason, it's space in my mind right now. I don't know if I've asked you this before. I don't know if I've ever seen you support a team in this chat. Do you have a team, or do you just watch the NRL just so you can watch penalties and knock-ons from the Dragons and Knights? I'm going to claim you as a Titans fan if you don't smarten up. Jared Farmoni says, good to hear the progression, mate. Can see it too. Yeah, appreciate that, man. It's hard work. It's hard work every day. Every day we've got the fitness class for an hour in the morning. Third tackle after the Dragons to the 25. Wake up 6, walk 45. Then 7:30 is like yogurt oat breakfast thing. Dragons add the 30. Good defense there from the Knights. James Schiller brings him down to the 34 tackle. And then 8:30 we have a fit class where it's like heavy cardio, but also like natural weights and body weights to build up the bis and the muscles, and that goes for an hour, and then 11 till 10:30, no, till 9:30, and then 10:30 is yoga until 11:30. Lunch at 12, a heavy abs hit workout at 2 o'clock for about 20, 30 minutes, but it's like full on, like it's really full on, and then at 3:30 till 4:30 we have the Muay Thai and boxing, and that's every single day except for Sunday. So yeah, it's pretty full on, man, but it's good fun. And the people you do it with there is amazing as well. So out to the right-hand side, and I've still got 3.5 weeks left of it. Kai Peace Paul finds a hole. No, that's going to be obstruction. So penalty to the Dragons. That is now, 4 or 5 penalties? Is that 5 penalties now we've seen in the first 15 minutes? We are flying. No team. Still just watch for the banter and the excellent officiating. It is excellent. The officiating is excellent. I hope you enjoyed that penalty just then. It is an obstruction, though, to be fair. So will you be streaming the Timberwolves finals games? Oh, don't think so. Don't think so. Yeah, Timberwolves versus the Chicago Bulls is going to be a great final series. It's going to be fantastic. You do need to take some pretty illicit drugs to watch that, considering neither of those two teams are in the finals. But, yeah, it's going to be an exciting series, especially if you're doing that. First tackle now, which my recommendation, don't do that, kids. Do not do that, kids. Second tackle now at the 20. 17 minutes into the first half. Damien Cook. He'll go to Jack DeBellin. DeBellin now to King Tungia. And he'll be 10 metres away. Third tackle. I wonder if it's King Tungia or King Togia. Because he's Islander, and usually the G is with an N before the G, without it actually being there when it comes to the islands. So fourth tackle, 4 metres out. They get off to King Tungia, off to Kyle Flanagan and Jaden Sewer, 4 metres away from the line. Damien Cook now. Out to Jack DeBellin. DeBellin now to Flanagan. Flanagan off to King Togia. Then off to Gutho. It's fit tackle. And, hey, at least there wasn't a knock-on. But it is a changeover at the 5. I still need to pick a team at some point. Was going to wait till I do Vegas and pick one of the teams there. Well, Vegas next year is Bulldogs, Dragons, Cowboys, and I think Knights. So, good luck. Maybe wait one more year when the Titans are there, and I'll claim you. Because I will be there. Biggest Dargans fan says, I hope the Dargans win, and then corrects himself saying Dragons. But the issue here, Biggest Dargans fan, is that your actual username is Biggest Dargans fan. So why are you correcting Dargans to Dragons when your literal name is Biggest Dargans fan? Which is easy to change, mind you. Fit tackle now for the 9 to the 50. Skidder says Broncos win. No, that doesn't happen, mate. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in my life. Broncos win? Come on, mate. Let's be realistic now. Let's start getting realistic on the channel, Skidder Media. We've joked around for too long. We've joked around for far too long, mate. 15 minutes out for the Dragons. Unfortunately, no score just yet from either team. But there has been plenty of penalties. I don't know, I think it's funny. Well, then why are you correcting the Dragons win? You just leave it. I hope the Dragons win. Just leave it. Out now and Sully to the 30. Seb1 says, yeah, definitely won't be going this year for those teams or the English ones out there. Who are the English ones out there? At least we're not going to be seeing another 90-4 Australian win over England. That was such poor decision-making from the NRL to play that game there. Like, play Australia, New Zealand, man. If you're going to play a women's game, play Australia, New Zealand there, or play the women's state of origin there. That'd be cool, you know. I know you don't want to take the origin away, but it's a part of a spectacle, and I know it's super early, but at the end of the day, like, you could put one of the games there. Between Queensland and New South Wales, because at the end of the day, when the origin is on now, it's in pre-season or just before pre-season for the NRLW, so it doesn't really impact too much, but, you know, they're not going to do that. Leeds and Hull KR, are they both good, or are they not good? Leeds used to be really good, didn't they? Leeds Rhinos? I don't know if they're any good anymore, or maybe they're good now and they weren't good before. Desmond says, there were people complaining why the women's game got canned for next year. Maybe because we watched a 9-4 and they don't want to play Australia versus New Zealand over there, which they probably should. That would be a good game, because Australia versus New Zealand games are always good. Australia usually wins, but still, it's always good. Dragons now taking down the 20 minutes in, and guess what? Penalty! Penalty to the Dragons. We are flying with penalties in this game. And again, that is an... technically, it is a high tackle, but he does go completely down into it. So 20 minutes in, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Actually, you know what? We'll do it. So, we'll set this timer. We're going to try this. I will get the airbrush. We're going to do this just because this game is not looking exactly like it's going to be the most enthralling of games. I will get airbrush tattoo on face for 1 week. Out of the right hand side here, I'm going to put this like this. We've never done this before. It says, make Super Chat more fun with a goal. Set a goal to engage with your audience in a new way. We've never done this before, so we may as well do it in a game like this. 4th tackle now for the Dragons. They'll be 28 metres out. 1 second. Dragons now at the 25. Under Gutho gives it to Val Holmes. He cuts across. He's 20 metres out. Now 15 metres out. That's arguably a high tackle. But they don't call it. Damien Cook here. Quick run. Fit tackle. Flanagan. Shuts out to the Dragons. Jaden Sewer. Prep. Boom. Jaden Sewer goes absolutely slap. And it's 4-0 with the kick to come. The Dragons get one of the easiest try you're ever going to see. One of the easiest try you're ever going to see. There we go. That's enough. I don't know what this does to the chat, but we'll see. Share with your audience to get them excited. Okay, so does that come up for you guys, or is that just me? Does that come up for you guys as well? Or I don't know if it's just on my end. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm an old man. But 4-0 here to the Dragons. Jaden Stewart will score. Easy try. Lorenzo says, hi, mate. You reckon the Tigers without Galvin will make the 8? I didn't think the Tigers with Galvin would make the 8. So, I think Tigers with or without Galvin don't make the 8. I still need to emphasize this to Tigers fans. The Tigers are in a massive development stage. They are developing their team. They will not be a big-time team for ages. They won't be a big-time team for a while. So, yeah, no, I think we've got to be patient in regards to the Tigers. Sunday with a $5 do donation says do it. There you go. There's one. Dom says, why 10 teal ones? Why not, Dom? Why not? I'm going to be wearing this for a week on my face. I still have to be out in public. So you're lucky it's only bloody teal ones. Seb, thank you very much, Sundo. Seb Watson says, Leeds have Sivo, Frawley, Croft, Lockie, Miller, Keenan Palacia, and Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith? Cameron Smith? What's Cameron Smith? Is this like the Team U Cameron Smith? Who's Cameron Smith? Sivo, Frawley, Croft, Lockie, Miller, and Keenan. Like, Keenan, go Kane. But, like, Cameron Smith? What's happening here? Oliver Gildart carries Hull KR. Oliver Gildart. And Hull KR are first. Oh, true. Is the Super League going through a change where Super League must be going through a change where the teams that weren't doing good before now are kind of the top tier. So Dragons now will be at the 11. Sundo says, still 75 XP. Blame YouTube for me never donating to you again because I was denied of XP. It updates, Sundo. It updates. Again, I don't know. Yeah, blame YouTube. Don't blame me. Blame YouTube. If I could do something here on if I could do something on my side, then I would make you last. Dion with the $5 donation. Get around you, son. 2 out of 10. Jeez, we are absolutely slapping that one down. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. So third tackle now at the 35, and they give it out to the left-hand side, now to the 45. Metal says, Cameron Smith is a commentator, still a 40 player and a golfer. What a man. Yeah, still playing over in the Super League, apparently. He's close enough to 60, but still playing the Super League, the old Cameron Smith. All I remember is Hull lost to Wigan last year in the grand final, so it's good to see they are still doing well. Wigan's one of the teams that usually win, no? I think Wigan is one of the teams that normally win. Wigan Warriors and not Huddersfield, but they always compete, maybe. Wigan Warriors and who's the other teams that usually get it? Is it St. Helens is another one. There's maybe 3. Wigan, St. Helens, and maybe somebody else potentially. Dasman says, Max King has a better win rate in Origin than Cameron Smith, someone who is considered the greatest rugby league player of all time. You're not going to get timed out for a minute just because Maxi King's a great bloke. So fifth tackle here at the 40, but you nearly deserve it. Warrington. No, Warrington's the one that always competes but never wins. But they've got Sammy Burgess there now. Are they doing well with Sammy Burgess as their coach? Dragons bring it out here to the 15 on first tackle. Because like Rabbitohs fans are really holding out for Sam Burgess to come back to them. I feel like I haven't heard enough about Warrington to suggest that they're doing well with Sammy Burgess. Otherwise, you would have heard it. 6-0 to the Dragons. They get this ball now to the 40. Gutho's having a great game. Third tackle, 44. And we're going to have one back-to-back. Are they competing again, like at the top of the table? Fourth tackle here at the 40. I would have... This is how much I know about the Super League. Wigan Saint... No, okay. The London Broncos, I know. Even though I don't know. There's 6 again here for the Dragons. And they're away. They're away. Jack to Bellin. Right time. Gutho. Booska. Right up in ya. 10-0 at the Dragons. Gutho deserves it. He has been really good here today. And he will score to make it 10-0 here with a kick to come. Warrington have a losing record. Okay, well, this gives us a chance to have a look. So, Google. Super League table. Wigan's in second. Yeah, can't see the London Broncos, Daz. By the way, how does it feel to support a team named the Broncos as a Bulldogs fan? So, Gutho with a try right up the guts after Jack de Belin with a fantastic run. Knights defense looks absolutely atrocious. The Lee Leopards are in third. Well, Warrington Wolves are minus 73 and have won 5 games, lost 7. Ooh, yikes. Salford Red Devils are last, though. They represent an area that Manchester United are from, so I'm very happy for that. But thank you very much, Dom Finlayson, with the $5 redo donation. Gee whiz, if you don't get 7 more, you get scammed. Well, that's what we do. That's what we do here. You know, Sundo's complaining about scams in regards to the community thing, the XP. And I guarantee that comes up if we don't get to the 10. Metal says London Broncos and Newcastle Thunder are top 2 franchises all time. Didn't Newcastle Thunder lose by over 100 points? Didn't they lose like 100-0 at some stage last year or the year before that? I know they're a brand new team. I don't know. I believe they're a brand new team. So Val Holmes to make it 12-0, and that's exactly what he will do. Seb Watson, Phil French, Kieran, Luke Thompson, Margot Leeming, come on, Wigan. Margot? Oh, Cruz Leeming, get around him, ex-Titan. Is it Jai Field? Bevan French. Is it Adam Kieran? He used to play for the Roosters. Luke Thompson, obviously Bulldogs. French was Eels. Was it Jai Field played Dragons? Cruz Leeming, obviously Titans, but Margot, I'm not too sure. Logan Paulson says 131 for Dragons versus Knights stream. I never knew people actually cared about these teams. We do now. So 13 and a half minutes to go here the first half, and Kyle Flanagan gives it out to Jack DeBellin, who gets this ball off here to the 20. I think Origin obviously has bumped it up as well. You know, a lot of people are caring about the rugby league a lot more at the moment with the Origin on the other night. For people who are new around here, we stream literally every single game. So whenever your team plays, we will be here. But unfortunately, you do have to listen to Dazmate's dribble in the chat. You know, like I may dribble, but Dazmate's a big dribbler, and so is Logan Ballsacks, and it's not a coincidence that they're both Bulldogs fans. So right-hand side now, and David Clemmer, 4 tackle to the 50. Jared Farmoni says, yes, we do, Logan, which is why we're talking about the Super League table. That's a good point. So 5th tackle at the 44. I think Manly Broncos will be a good game tomorrow. I think that'll be a good one. I think Titans obviously win 13 plus over the Storm. And Knights is a good grab. They bring this ball down to the 20 on first tackle. We had a significantly large audience from Papua New Guinea on Wednesday. Like, as in, way more Papua New Guineans than Australians and Kiwis and English. Way more. Papua New Guinea was like 50% of those views. So you see those views on that stream, I think it's at like 85,000 now. So YouTube took away a lot of the spam views. But 85,000, which is still absolutely insane for the NRL community, half of those were from Papua New Guinea. So just shows when Papua New Guinea come into the competition with their NRL team, it's going to be wild. And you guys know, 5th tackle here at the 40, when Papua New Guinea play international games, we have like 500 to 1,000 just at games at 3 a.m. our time. So Papua New Guineans are passionate. Man, Dragons with a good grab to 15, first tackle. Logan Paulson says, Luke Thompson went decent at the Dogs. Wish we kept him, not going to lie. Could have been a great NRL player. Yeah, he was decent, man. He wasn't anything out of this world, but he was a tough nut player. Very Bulldogs kind of style player. Very Bulldogs. Dom says, did you see Kane Corns? Oh, you've ruined it already. Do you see Kane Corns saying Origin is the #1 most overrated sporting event? That's because they're jealous at the AFL, mate. They're always jealous that NRL has a sizable audience in regards to Origin, and they've tried it and it's failed before. They're bringing Origin back for them next year too. It's just their way of trying to put it down. Sewley now gets the ball out to the 50, but then again, Kane Corns is an absolute clown anyway. Kane Corns makes the most ridiculous statements for clicks. He doesn't actually, that's a knock-on for the Knights on 5th tackle. Wrong move there from Fletcher Hunt. Wrong move by Fletcher Hunt. AFL is nearly as dead as Rugby Australia. Okay, well, that's just completely incorrect. That's just completely incorrect. I love the passion for the game of Rugby League, but that is completely incorrect. You can't be going for the intercept there on 5th tackle. Just make the tackle, man. You get the ball. But yeah, no. Yeah, no. Oh, no. Oh, Seb Watson's made a mistake here with the £2 donation. He's made the mistake of teardrop dono. Well, it's unfortunately, as you can see, it's I think it's $5 minimum. So I don't think that reaches the 5 caliber, so it doesn't include it. So it's still 3 from 10. But thank you for the free money, Seb Watson. Thank you for the free money, sir. Because otherwise, if I put it as like anything, it would come through as like 20-cent donations, and then I would have to wear a tattoo on my face for the next week for like $1. So 20 metres out of the line, 3rd tackle. Dragons with the ball. Now they're 13 metres out, 4th tackle. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe. 10 minutes to go. Dragons up 12-0. They give it out to King Tungia. Off to Leilua. Hits the grass, and that will be... Oh, he's offside. Penalty. He's offside. Penalty. He's hit with his foot. He picked it up offside. He picked it up offside. No? That should have been a penalty, Knights. But the Knights will get it here anyway. So 9 minutes 40 to go the first half. That should have been a penalty to the Knights. Seb Watson comes in with the £5 donation. Teardrop dono. Mate, you got it good. You got it good. Teardrop dono. I don't think they have teardrops, but we will find whatever. I'll get a... I don't know if I have to do it there or I bring it back. I don't know. How do airbrush tattoo things work? Do you have to actually do it there? Or is it like one of those things where you put it on and like you put it with the water? I don't know. Has anyone here had an airbrush tattoo before? 5th tackle here at the 50. And Crossland out to Gamble, and Gamble will put a pretty basic kick up there for an easy one. Thank you very much for the donate, by the way, Seb. And then it'll be Gutho, who takes it out to the 25. AFL also jealous over Vegas. They went to China and it didn't work. Well, here's a fun fact about China that not many people know about. So the tickets that were on sale in China actually were sold out. But it wasn't from local paying fans. It was from one person who bought like a significant portion of the tickets. I can't say all of them, but it was like 60-70% of the tickets was by like some Chinese billionaire or whatever, or some billionaire, and ended up giving the tickets away. So like, good on that bloke, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a success. A good offload there from Val Holmes. Damien Cook gets it at the 40. Then off to Flanagan. Flanagan here to Moses Sully, and Sully will be fourth tackle, 33 metres away from the line. Jason, get a real tat, you pussy. Shut up. Just shut up. Someone says $1.99 got to be 5 Aussie bucks. No. $1.99 is worth about 700 Australian dollars, mate. No, sorry, £1.99 pound. But unfortunately, it just doesn't come through. Gutho at the back, and that is Knights ball to 20. They drop the ball, and the Knights get it to the 20. Skidamedia with the 19, well, the dollar donation. Get around your Skidamedia. Doesn't unfortunately qualify. For the airbrush tattoo. You've technically got 57 minutes to hit it, otherwise no can do, my friends. Thomas says, Dragons do it for me. Yeah, I had the Dragons from before the game started. Oh, knock on Knights, and the Dragons get the ball to 45. So how much was it that the Knights had to lose by? So they're losing by 12 right now, where they're minus 55, they're now minus 67. If they lose by 12 or more points from here, they go below the Eels, they're still a good 34 points away from going below the Titans. Dom says they were playing Port Adelaide and Gold Coast when Gold Coast was just starting. Really odd. Wasn't it like 2015? Was it 2015, 2016 they were playing over there in China? Was it in Beijing? I know Gold Coast was there, but if that's the case, 2015, 2016, well, then that's 5-6 years into their tenure. So Flanagan gives it off on first tackle, and they will get this ball to about 38 metres away here from the line. Damien Cook out to Jack DeBellin. If the Dragons score before halftime, I would nearly say it's game over. I don't see that. Knights aren't an attacking team, as you can clearly see. Like, this season, the Knights have scored a paltry 153 points. That is no good. That is no good. So the Dragons now at the 20, and it's going to be Luciano Leilua on 4 tackle. He'll get this ball to the 13. I'll read that in a second, Broggy. Damien Cook, he'll go out to the right-hand side, off to King Togia. Jack DeBellin, off to Flanagan. Flanagan back underneath to Sully. Sully with a strong run. He'll be taken down to the 10. Good defense, fit tackle. 6 minutes left in the first half. The Dragons go left. DeBellin, King Togia kicks it through, and it will be surely a dropout. Surely dropout will be a dropout. Dropout coming up here from the Dragons, sorry, the Knights to the Dragons with 5:47 to go the first half. Broggy Sports with a $3 donation says, how good is Papacito? Papacito Kini resigning. No homo in brackets. Well, Papacito Kini says maybe otherwise, but appreciate the donation. And yes, Keanu re-signing is amazing for the club. Amazing. Especially considering we're in such dark times, you know, it's a bit of a shining light. But unfortunately, the $3 donation does not crack the tier, so we are still 6 away. Oh, Brocky's had a mare. But thank you very much, bro. Mitchell says, Dragons are sparing the Knights by not putting Little on. Jacob Little. That's a scary thought. Well, look, I don't know why Damien Cook is the starter. I've said this for so long. I think Jacob Little should be the starter. And there's a random Roosters fan in attendance there. So 10 metres out now from the line for the Dragons after the Knights could not even kick it past their own goal line on the dropout attempt. That is not how you play rugby league. 6 again now for the Dragons, and they're 3 metres away here from the line. So Damien Cook out to King Togia. He gives it to Flanagan. Flanagan short ball, Sully. Good run, but he'll be 3 metres away. He'll be 3 metres away. Damien Cook gets it back to Flanagan. They're just kind of going left and right at the moment, the Dragons. I will say, the Dragons win this game. It's not like insanely dominating, but they are clearly the better team still. Oh, back onto the inside. 3 metres out, 2 metres out. 4 tackle now for the Dragons. They go quickly as a penalty to the Dragons. You could argue professional foul, but it's not going to be. What's this airbrush thingy? So, Broggy Sports, because we knew what this game was going to kind of be like, we decided to we tried this new donation thing out in the chat. I've never seen it before. And it means, like, if you hit a goal, like I do it. And I went to the market the other day, and there's all these, like, airbrush tattoos of all different animals and shit. I'm going to get one on my face or on my neck or whatever for a whole week. It's like a 7-day thing if we can hit that goal. 10 metres out here, first tackle. Just a bit of a laugh considering the game that we're watching. 5 metres out, second tackle. They give it off to Damien Cook. Back to Flanagan. The crowd's booing, I'm not too sure. Brooks was how much? It's $700 donations. 700 USD donations. Dragons will... Oh, they score! Try for the Dragons next to the post. Oh, boy. Knights are having a mare. The Dragons will score. It is Loco Pacifici Tonga. Is that his first try? Is that his first career try? I'm not sure. I think so. But try time for the Dragons to make it 16-0. They're right next to the post. No, Brocky, it's like a teal one. I think it's a teal one. I don't know. The people in the chat know more than me about this, to be fair. I think that means like at least 5. I think it is. I think it's at least 5. But the Dragons will score through Loco Pacifici Tonga, and it will be right next to the post. Someone says, wow, 30-second unskippable ad. Money farming on here. Gimme! 30-second unskippable ad. Well, I hope you enjoyed, Seb. Will you stream the World Test Final? When is that? World Test. That'll be on an awful time for me. World Test Championship, 4:30 PM on June 11th. Starts at 4:30 PM. We'll go quite late. We'll see, bro. We'll see. I'd love to stream it, though. Don't feel lazy with the $5.2 donation, says this one. Yes, that one. So we're halfway. We are halfway. And they kick it through. So it is 18-0 to the Dragons with 2 minutes to go with the first half. Brocky Sports with a $3 donation. $2 short there, brother. But thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. It's going to be since when's the NRL World Cup? NRL World Cup is, I think, next year. Or it might have moved to 2027. Okay, Brocky's done $3 again. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. But it's in one donor, so you've been scammed. You've been major scammed. He's been major scammed. I'm not the one who does it, man. It updates by itself, so I don't like update based off of being 5. That thing does it itself. Get YouTube Premium, you tight ass. So second tackle here at the 25. Jeff says, I hope it was the Telstra ad, Seb. Yeah, I would love it for being the Telstra ad. That's the best ad that we've got going around. Dragons at the 20. They spread it out again. Val Holmes will knock it on. Jeez, he's having a shocker. He's having an absolute shocker. Brocky not quite got the maths down. Well, he's got the maths down, but I think he thought that I was the one updating that. Oh, challenge you? For what? Oh, no, you haven't, Val. You haven't tried to say you kicked this ball. No way. This is a clear knock-on. Bro, stop it. There's no way you've just okay, you know what? I think we've officially got to put something down now as the worst challenge of all time, and this is it. I'm astounded. I'm baffled by the Dragons challenging that. I am absolutely astounded that anybody thought on any world that was ever going to be classified as a non-knock-on. That is possibly the worst challenge I've ever seen in my life. And we've seen some bad challenges before, but that was the worst. He did farm number 1. Yeah, Brocky Sports at least is number 1 now on the podium. He is number 1 of the community. He's an old farmer, that man. Old farmer. Not reading that comment out. So left-hand side now for the Knights, and Gamble gives it off. The Knights, well, you got a chance to get back in the game if you score here. 18 metres out. Jal says Val having a shocker and worst challenge ever. Yeah, Val unfortunately hasn't been able to make up for his Origin form on Wednesday, but at least his team's winning. But that is the worst challenge ever. So second tackle now, 10 metres away, 49 seconds left here in the first half. Crossland And Thomas Cant will be 3 metres out now. Third tackle. The Knights with their only chance in like probably 20, 25 minutes, to be fair. Knights here, 8 metres away from the line. Fourth tackle. Dragons need to stop challenging knock-ons. Didn't they learn in the Broncos game? I can't believe that challenge just then. It's just the most absurd challenge I've seen. Knights now 8 metres away from the line on fifth tackle. 19 seconds left. This is their chance. You have to score. You're down 18-0. You have to score. They go out to the left. Out to Fletcher Sharp. And Gutho will just say, "Get out of my face!" Slap it out dead. And that will be the end of the first half. That is just a swat and a half. So, yeah, wow, David Clemens played the entirety of the first half. That's impressive. But half-time, 18-0 to the El Dragons. Oya from Greece would be very happy with that one. I don't know if you'd be extremely happy as a Dragons fan. You'd be very happy with the lead and very happy with the amount you're leading by an 18. I will say there's a lot to clean up still through the game. But let's get through some of these stats here, guys. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got 3 games we're streaming tomorrow, plus 3 games on Sunday. Which is going to be a big weekend there. Actually, let's just quickly run through those 3 games. So we've got Titans Storm. Oh, good luck for me. Cowboys Tigers, and then Manly Broncos before the Sunday games of Rabbitohs Warriors, Panthers Eels, and Roosters Raiders, with the buys being Bulldogs, Dolphins, Sharks. So we've got a big 2 days ahead. I will stream all 3 games tomorrow and all 3 games on Sunday. But possession-wise tonight, Dragons 62%, the Knights at 38%. So it has not been a good one here for the Knights whatsoever, and it is kind of justifiably deserved with how many penalties and errors there have been in this game. So 62% to 38%. Then you've got the time of possession. It's now 63% to 37%. So like I say all the time, these stats will adjust, but they are just there for a guide because they're not going to adjust too much. But the Dragons have had 16 minutes and 53 seconds of time of possession to the 9 minutes and 44. The Knights have not even had the ball in possession for over 10 minutes. Like, dearie me. Completion rate is 83% here, the Dragons, which is 20 from 24. That is a good completion rate. 75% for the Knights isn't great. 12 from 16. Now, they both have dropped 4 balls. They've both had 4 incomplete sets. It's just the Knights don't have the same amount of ball. So they've both dropped the same amount, but it's just the Dragons are getting a lot more. 75% isn't horrible, awful, but you want to be aiming around that 80%. Then you got the attacking runs, 101 for the Dragons, 66 for the Knights, 961 run meters for the Dragons, 592 for the Knights. There is a big chance the Knights could get absolutely run through in the back end of this game with how tired they would be. That is insane stats against them. If they win this game, it is a miracle. It is a Christmas miracle in May. Like, that would be a gigantic switcheroo. Now it's 973 runs to 592. Well, wait. Post-contact is 358 to 195. Dragons are annihilating them on every part of the game here. 3 line breaks to 0. 15 tackle breaks to 3, which is actually not too bad for the Knights, considering you would have expected them to have a lot more. They would have had, a lot more missed tackles. A lot less tackles made, because 15 missed tackles for a scoreline like this and stats like that is actually monumental. So that's actually a bit of a hats off to the Knights. If that's the case, it's only 15 missed tackles. That's not bad considering the stats we've already just seen. Now, the average set distance for the Knights and Dragons is actually quite the same. 40.55 for the Dragons and 37.01 for the Knights. So when the Knights have the ball, they're not actually being outperformed by the Dragons a significant amount. Like, they're making a similar amount of meters. Now, 40 is the really good section of average set distance. 35 to 40 is okay. Like, it's basically the basis, and 37.69 is where they're at, but it's only 3 meters off, so it's not that much of a switcheroo. In regards to the average play the ball speed, 3.47 to 3.19. Wow, that's fast from the Knights. That's really insanely speedy from the Knights. Maybe that's why they're making mistakes. That is really fast. 3.47 is pretty basic for the Dragons. 3.3 is really fast. Okay, this is impressive. This is an impressive stat. So like I said, the Knights, considering how many tackles they've made, I'll give you this impressive stat, and then I'm going to wow you with another one. The Knights at 90.53% defensive effective tackle percentage is really good. 88% is poor. 88% is the average, and you want to average above that. 90% above is really good. 90.53 here for the Knights is actually really good considering the stats. 220 tackles made for 16 missed tackles and 7 ineffective. Now, that is great. You're not complaining with that. Like, yes, you want to be missing less tackles. That is 23 bad tackles in total. But 90.53% is actually really good considering the possession swarm against them. It's been an overload possession against them Knights way. By the way, Brocky, I see that. I'll just get to it after I go through the stats. And then for the Dragons, this is, anyone who's a rugby league aficionado, this is incredible. 97.71% defensively. 97.71% defensive effective tackle percentage is incredible. That is like basically 10% above what the average is. That is wild. 171 tackles made to only 3 missed tackles and 1 ineffective. So 4 bad tackles across the entirety of the half. And yes, it's 49 tackles made difference, but that is a significant rise in the Dragons' form defensively. That's really good. However, you look at the team they're playing in the Newcastle Knights, you can only play who you're up against, but the Knights are one of the worst attacking teams in the competition, if not the worst. Sorry, they are the worst attacking team in the competition, statistically and also visually. So you would kind of expect that, but that's wild. That's a really good defensive half there from the Dragons. Errors-wise is 6-5 to the Knights. Penalties conceded is 5-2 to the Knights. Ruck infringements is 1 from the Knights, and on reports is 1. So overall, the Knights are getting slapped on defense, but they're also getting slapped on the possession marker. They're getting beaten to the pulp by the runs and the run meters and the post contact. But if you equal it out, it's not too significantly crazy. But unfortunately, you can't equal it out. It just means when they've got the ball, they're doing a similar pace, but it's just they're not getting the ball. The average set distance is exactly the same, pretty much 39.84 now to the Knights, 40.16 to the Dragons. And you just look through all the stats, and you can clearly tell why the Dragons are winning this game. You can clearly tell. And if this keeps going and the Knights get tired, God bless you, Newcastle. You might get done by 50. Yeah, there's a chance here for a 50 bomb. And I can say that. You can't, because the 30 bomb, the Thrifty 30 hasn't been ifted yet. But Berkey Sports with the slap. $31 redo donation. He's like, screw this. I messed up here. I messed up there. But I'm not messing up here. And he just whacked it in the mouth. He just whacked it in the mouth. Berkey Sports, get around here. Brocky Sports with the number 1 on the community as well. I need to keep that on keep on that leaderboard. Yeah, well, you're on top now. Sundo's not happy. Sundo is not happy. Sundo, where are you, Sundo, by the way? You are currently sitting in. Damn, where are you? Are you on this leaderboard, Sundo? I can't see Sundo on the leaderboard. Have you been robbed? Have you been robbed by YouTube? I think you've been robbed by YouTube. Slapper dropped 1 comment. He dropped 1 comment and he's above you. He dropped 1 comment and he's above you. Don Finlayson says, Brocky has sent more than the goal combined and only counts for 1. Yeah, well, that's how the cookie crumbles somewhere. 6 from 10. We only need 4 more. And then I'll have an airbrush tattooed for a whole week. Oh, no. It's so stupid, Dom. No, it's great, Brocky. I love it. Next time I'll put it up to $30 donations minimum. How about that? Who's got the first try? Amos says, first try was not Gutho. Gutho was the second try. First try was Jaden Sewer, then it was Gutho, then it was Locko Pacific Tonga. Yeah. Sunday was 12. Oh, man, I couldn't even see him there. I couldn't even see him. I'll have a look. I couldn't even see him. Sundo is... Oh, it's literally not on my thing. I've got 10, 11, and 13. Sundo, you're a disappearing act for me. You are the only... Yeah, you have to be 12 because 12 is missing on my screen. I literally cannot see 12. I can see every other number except 12. So you've been robbed on my end. Robbed on my end. I don't know how I got second, but somehow I did. It's also comments. David says, ahoy, Mr. Streamer. Ahoy, mate. Ahoy. You're in for a big game here. This is a rip snorter of a game. It's an absolute cracker of a game, son. Absolute slap up. Kay says, who won today? Seen Pacers down at the start of the fourth, assuming they lost. Yep, Knicks won by like 20. I think it was like 115 to 91. So 24 points. I could be wrong. Jared Farmoni says, how am I 10th? How does it work? I think comments also get included. David with the $5 donation says, I expect a Mike Tyson face tattoo and a face reveal on stream of the song In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Phil Collins suggestion is showing your age here, mate. It's showing your age, David. I wonder how many people in the chat know Phil Collins. But thank you very much for the $5 donation. 3 away now. Oh, no, it's actually starting to get scary. I should have made it $10. should have made it 50. Gee whiz, I'm actually gonna have to wear a bloody airbrush tattoo now on my face. Dom says top 14 all have 75. Yeah, again, YouTube only created this yesterday. It wasn't here for Origin on Wednesday. That would have been interesting to see what it would have done. It might have had an actual heart attack trying to cope and deal with that Origin stream, because that was wild. Jared Farmer says David with the Hangover reference. Bloody took a min to get it. No. I understand, but wait, no. Hold on a second. Phil Collins. Is that not... Oh, the Telstra ad's on. No, I'm not. I'm muting it. Hold on. I'm muting the Telstra ad. I'm not listening to it. Is Phil Collins the one from, like, the back end? No, Phil Collins... No, he is old. No, he is old. In the Air Tonight. Hold on. Am I all over the shop here? English drummer and singer. Phil Collins. That's who I was thinking of. Are you talking about the band at the back end of Hangover 1 and 2? By the way, if you are watching and you're wondering what we're talking about, it's halftime. So that's why we're talking about Phil Collins right now. Phil Collins. Phil Collins. Oh, now I get ya. But I knew who Phil Collins was. I was thinking the band at the end of Hangover 1 and 2, that funny band that you can actually hire. But now, I can feel it. Do, 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 do. Great song. Great song. I got it now. Took me a while. Forgive me. I'm tired, man. Forgive me. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But great reference. I actually watched Hangover 2 again the other night. I reckon we get the upset tomorrow against the Storm. Casey. Go in with low expectations and high hopes, is what I will say. Because the Storm need that win. And they really need it. So I will be here supporting my team, but going with low expectations and high hopes. Jimmy says, oh Lord. Oh Lord? What do you mean? What do you mean, oh Lord? I don't know what's happening now. Ah, but yeah, against the Storm, gee whiz. You know, what happened to Brimo? What do you mean, what happened to Brimo? What, is Brimo not playing? Is Brimo a late withdrawal? Sing, go on. That's a great song. Probably get copyrighted. Let me go have a look at the team list. Did Brimo get... is Brimo injured? Yeah, AJ Brimson, Jalen DeGroot, Josiah Pahulu, and Tony Francis. Yeah, wow. So now you're seeing JC playing the fullback. You got Kieran Foran 6 and Tom Weaver 7. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we've had to adjust our entire spine for tomorrow. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's something. That's something. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I only just found out. Got to stay positive. Hopefully we can will the boys to win. Yeah, we need it. At the very least, hopefully the Eels can get a surprise win over the Panthers, and then if we lose the Storm, we don't go last. Because if the Panthers win, well, if the Titans can manage a close loss by like less than 10, less than 12, and go to minus 112, we just need the Panthers to put an absolute score past the Eels. But we either need the Panthers to win by a mozza, like 50, 60 points, or the Eels to win. Sorry for delivering the bad news. Nah, you're right, man. I'm not checked out, but at the end of the day, when you do as many streams as I do here for all teams, you know, you just sit back and you go, you know, it's so difficult to publicly watch your team all this time, and there's just never been a good time. And then the club expects you to be grateful for, you know, 2021, 2016, when they were in losing seasons and made the 8 and got knocked out first week. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought process of this organisation. Casey says, look, in all honesty, yeah, hopefully we don't get blown out and only lose by a try or two. Jimmy James says, the lyrics of that song that you just butchered. I made that song, mate. I didn't butcher it. Jay loves it when we sing here. Jay's a big fan when we sing on this channel. Massive. Jay really likes it. Like, he prefers us to sing. He does. I'm tipping the Titans 65-0. Hey, Mitchell, I back ya. I do back you. But if the Storm lose that game, then like their points differential is way better than anybody else's. They've got plus 135. The Rays have plus 70. The Bulldogs have plus 74. Sharks have plus 44. Broncos have plus 42. Dolphins down there, plus 42, is actually in the top 5 for points differential. But the Storm don't need to worry about points differential, but they do. Like, they go up to second with a win if the Raiders and Warriors both lose to the the Roosters and Rabbitohs. So the Storm need to win to keep in touch with the Bulldogs at the top, realistically, and to get their season back on track. The louder you sing, the more I love my tinnitus. Woo! And it says Blaze is singer in his past Oh my gosh. Andrew, you come in here with your first comment and you say Blaze is singer in his past last, and then you correct it with was. So Blaze was a singer in his past last, and then there's life, and there's you, and now there's life. You need help. You need help, Andrew. Seb Watson says Brimson suffered a head knock at training on Thursday while DeGroot has a minor hamstring strain. Man, just having to change our team up again is brutal. David says, Andrew, they made the movie The Wedding Singer based on Mr. Streamer's previous life. Adam Sandler does a pretty good impression of Blaze. Yeah, he does. Yeah, no, he does. Fantastic. But all right, second half of start here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. We are 3 away from that goal, by the way. 3 away. I'm terrified. I'm going to have to get a damn well tattoo on my face. Parramatta level spelling. It is very Parramatta-y. Very Parramatta-y. And if you don't know what Parramatta-y means, just look at Andrew's comment. Case is my second place gone. Well, you got to do better, mate. You got to chase down. Second place, Olivia. Olivia says, what is this? What is what? What is life? 4 tackle. Olivia says, come on the Knights. Olivia, please tell me you didn't bet on the Knights. Please tell me you didn't. Olivia's going to number 1 now. She's flying. Flying. 5th tackle for Newcastle at the halfway point. Olivia, I beg that you didn't put a bet on the Knights. I beg. And Dragons are away. Dragons are at the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, and 45 still going. Oh my gosh, they're still going at the 35, the Dragons. Olivia been drinking. Well, Olivia did tell us the Broncos were going to win the comp last night, so it's been a long drinking session. Second tackle now at the 25 of the Dragons, and this is a great start here for St. George. And I think she picked the Knights. Yeah, but Olivia has a nice little foray, a nice little slippery-dippery in the old gambling. So I'm feeling like maybe she's put a 13-plus bet on the Knights. She won big the other week with a couple of 13-pluses against the run of form. The Roosters 13-plus have the Sharks. That's going to be your best win of all time. So the Dragons now 5th tackle, pushing through, 4 metres out. 4 metres out, 5th tackle. Damien Cook to Flanagan. Flanagan now to King Tegea. Good rush-up defence there from Newcastle, but they get away. King Tegea gets away, passes the ball, kicks the ball straight at the Knights, and that was awful. Dom says, why is KO showing NBL 1 Penrith vs Bankstown? Mate, you don't care about NBL 1 Penrith vs Bankstown? Come on. That's the biggest ticket in town. First tackle now for the Knights at the 13. Knights couldn't beat their way out of a circle jerk. That is a weird comment. That is a weird comment by a weird man. Second tackle here for the Knights, and they'll get this ball to the 25. Need Ponga to work some magic. He's looked low-key depressed lately. Yeah, no, definitely need Ponga to work his magic. The only unfortunate part of that comment is that Kalen Ponga's not playing today. So it's going to be very difficult for him to work his magic on this game here tonight, Casey. Yeah, he will struggle today, Seb Watson. No, Kalen Ponga's going to he's going to struggle to get into this game. You know, unfortunately, I haven't seen him so far, and I haven't seen him yet. Won't see him probably for the rest of the game, but just maybe that bit of magic can get it done. And it says Penrith vs Bankstown would be Samoa versus Lebanon. Thank you, Andrew, for that comment. Thank you, Andrew. So it's going to be the Dragons now at the 20. Brings down to the 25. You have a bet on the Titans game, Olivia. Don't do it to us. Don't do it. I know your betting rhythm, and I'm scared to hear what your betting rhythm is. I'm terrified. I'm scared to think that what you've put on that Titans Storm game. I'm actually terrified. Dragons here. Luciano Leilua will get the ball to the 45 on third tackle. Oh, okay, Skunkle. Is that how we do it? Is that how we do it, mate? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? We'll see in a minute. Fourth tackle here at the 50. Rules are rules, Skunkle. Rules are rules. I'll be leaning on you with the 1 minute. Dragons knock the ball on, and Newcastle will get the ball here at the 48. Hold on a second. How did Skunkle get one more comment in? No, that's not how it works here. How did he get? I've got to time that for a minute again. What happened here? Why is he allowed to put another comment? Someone says Grassy McGrath might outshine today. Well, Grassy McGrath just had a nice little play. He got the ball. So it gives the ball back to the Knights here. Grassy McGrath in play. I won't say anything until I win. Olivia, we need to know. We need to know. We're on a need-to-know basis here. Please tell me what you've donated your money to with the Titans 13+. Is that what you've done? Is that what you've done, Olivia? So the Knights now will go out to the right-hand side to Dane Gagai. Great run here. They'll be 33 metres or so out now. First tackle. Yes, so it's promoting spam. Skunkle knows what he did. Do you think Grassy McGrath will win the Dally M? It's a good shout. Grassy McGrath is a massive shout. Everyone's talking, about William Kennedy. Everyone's talking about these kind of guys. They should be talking about Keanu Kinney, but they really should be talking about Grassy McGrath. Especially when it comes to Knights games. He's always getting 6 points. So fourth tackle now for Newcastle. They're 8 metres away from the line. My partner called me a dummy. I can't say it now. Oh, I know what the bet is. So Knights now will be 3 metres away. Fit tackle. Fair tackle. But then again, you can call him a dummy when you win, Olivia. You can call him a dummy when you win. Knights on fit tackle. Has hit the ground. That will be a penalty for passing the ball off the ground. Gee whiz, Kai Pearce-Paul. You are not allowed to do that. You can't actually physically touch Grassy McGrath and then throw the ball. Can't do that. Oh, Skunkle. Don't be silly now. Don't be silly. Skunkle with the $5 donation. Appreciate you, Skunkle. 8 out of 10. Hopefully we can just hold out for this next 35 minutes. We can just hold out. The bank's run out. The bank has run out. Your bank's gone. The bank is closed for the night. We can hold out for the next 2 minutes. The next 35 minutes. Olivia Reed with a $3 donation. I don't think she realizes yet. Thank you, Olivia, though. Thank you, Olivia, for the $3 donation. So first tackle, second tackle, leave the Dragons to the 45, and David Clemmer brings it to the 45 on the night side of the field. David says, Skunkle going meta just to get a word, and I see you, King. Yeah, well, thank you for the donation, Skunkle, with the $5 donation, and that's pretty much guaranteed it, because I know what's coming. Oh no, Dragons now. I'm gonna look like I'm a dangerous man. I'm gonna look like a dangerous man. Dragons now at the 20. Oh fuck! The Dragons put it up, and the Knights have grabbed it and taken it back into the in goal. Olivia just said, you know what? Screw your $5. I'm going to donate $160. Olivia, I appreciate you. I also don't appreciate you because now this guarantees me to get this airbrush tattoo on my face. I thought 10 would be too many. I thought you guys would just be chasing it. I didn't actually think it would come through. So it's allowed to bounce. Your Dragons will get the ball. But thank you very much, Olivia. You know how much that means. I appreciate all the donations and stuff, and that's huge. That's absolutely massive. That'll buy me at least another 34 years left of Thailand with the Thai baht rate. So thank you very much. And Dom Finlayson with the $5 donation says 10. No, actually, you're a liar. It was actually 11. It was actually 11, mate. Well, technically, it's probably not 11 because we've had multiple $3 donations that haven't hit it. Thanks to Broggy and also Olivia. Second tackle here at the 15. Here we go. They go to the left-hand side now for the Dragons. And Val Holmes and Dragons have the sideline. Good defense there from James Schiller. He's not been too bad tonight, James Schiller. Oh, no. I'm going to have to go there tonight probably and check it out. And then I'll come back tomorrow and you guys can decide out of 5 options which one I get. Jared says, geez, Olivia, I wasn't expecting that. I want what job you have. And then Olivia said, I work with kids. You don't want it, Jared. Yeah, working with kids is a hard ask. It is. It's a hard task. Especially when you're not their parent, right? Because, depending on how young they are, the younger they are, they go through this, stage where they just don't want to do anything. No is their favourite word. Olivia would know. David says, with that dono, surely Olivia gets to choose if the tattoo is permanent or not. You're an idiot. So third tackle now at the 30. This is why we don't listen to David in it. This is why we don't listen to David. Fourth tackle now at the 40. Dion says face tackle would be big to half face. Hey, technically, I didn't say what tattoo. Technically, it could be something like that. Technically. No, it'll be something. I'll go and have a look and see what they have, and then I'll let you guys know on the Titans Storm Show tomorrow. Reckon she gets perm number 1 for a week. I don't decide it, man. This is just YouTube that does this, man. So Dragons will grab this ball and bring it out here to the 20 through Clint Gutho. Passes the ball offloaded, and then they get taken down to the 20. I work with 10 2-year-olds, I know. Oh, you definitely know then. Yeah, you definitely know. Get a Lomax keyboard tat. If I ever had Lomax tattooed on my body in any airbrush water thing or anything, it would be like $3 billion donos and times 20. And it says, yes, when they found out how to say no, it's the worst. Correct. Like when you found out how to say no, Andrew, a couple of years ago. Scary stuff. 4 tackle of the Dragons at the halfway point. 30 minutes to go the game. Guys, hit that like button and subscription. Jared said, I used to teach guitar to kids and my energy got eaten up so much, so I did not miss that. Yeah, the energy does get sapped. Kids are hard work, man. They're awesome, but they're also hard work. Even when they're your own. Olivia, I've got a tip. Organise a WrestleMania day where the kids just wrestle each other and you can just kick back on the lawn chair and sip pina colada. Don't know how legal that would be. Yeah, I struggle to see the legality. Well, I can see the legality issue there, but I struggle to see how legal that would be to have like a fight night between 2-year-old children. David, I don't know where your head's at right now, but it's definitely not legal where your head's at. 4 tackle here for Newcastle at the 30. Bro, I'm as bad as Andrew. Ignore me. Yeah, no, we know. Gets an tiny airbrushed mole. Yeah, you are as bad as Andrew. Skidder, they don't have the Mike Tyson tat. I would have done that. That'd have been so funny. I'm in Thailand. I can get away with it. If I was in Australia, I can't get away with that. But in Thailand, I can get away with it. Can we do another donation goal to ban Andrew for the weekend? Oh, Andrew, mate. Andrew. Deary me. He comes in. If you're new to the channel, guys, Andrew, he does love a bit of a piss take. That's a good one. So, 3rd tackle here for the Dragons at the 50. Could you imagine if we actually set a donation goal to get Andrew timed out for the weekend or someone timed out for the weekend? So, out to the right now to the Dragons. The Knights 30. Dragons the ball. You won't have to deal with me on Sunday. Why? Oh! Chance for the Dragons. They flick it back inside. Kicks it through. And that should be not a dropout. It'll be half a minute short. Oh, it's a knock on anyway. Sunday. Oh, is that Panthers Eels? Why? Skunkle would pay big bucks to do that. Well, if it wasn't for Olivia, Skunkle was probably just going to keep donating $5 just to get it. I'll be at the game. Fair enough. Good stuff. My son was 15 months old when my twins were born. My son was 15 months old when my twins were born. Sure, Jimmy. Why is that a comment, though? Did I miss something? Have I missed a big part of this chat? Have I missed a big part where that makes sense? Thank you for letting us know. But have I missed something that makes that's in context to? Yeah, cool. Sorry, Jimmy needs more dragons. So just trying to figure out what's that in reference to, Jimmy. But thank you for letting us know. And the Dragons will let that one bounce over the sideline, so it's going to be Dragons ball at the 10. First rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. Especially if it's involving these 2-year-olds that you're talking about. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to be telling anybody about that. Casey says, think Jimmy was replying to people when they were talking about how hard kids are to look after. Okay, fair enough, Jimmy. You know, but from my perspective, I was like, what? But apparently the Dragons here at the 15, they'll get themselves out of trouble. We're talking about unruly kids. Yeah, so you definitely would know all about it then. Especially when they're all around the same age. Like, I guess if you have like a 5-year-old and then you have another baby, that 5-year-old will be 10. Oh, sorry, well, that 5-year-old will be like 8 when the other one's 3. And whatnot. Is my maths making sense now, or am I all over the shop? No, I'm all over the shop. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. You know what? My mind's gone. I've had to deal with enough of this chat. My mind's gone. Point of the matter is that separating ages by like 3 to 4 years, that's good. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, good, Andrew. My brain just went into an absolute schmozzle. All right, so Clement now will get this ball here to the 45 on 3rd tackle. David says his comments sound like a word maths question you get in primary school. Jimmy has a 15-month-old. How old was his child when Jimmy had twins? That is what it sounded like. It's a great puzzle though. Gets your mind thinking. Got my mind thinking so much that my brain just had like a spaz out. Dragons here, fit tackle inside the attack in 30. No score yet in the second half. Through the first 15 minutes, he was 18-0 at halftime. And Knights will grab it and take it down here at the 15. Fletcher Hunt. Sundo says, I've completely zoned out of this game. I've somehow managed to scroll to the end of Insta Reels. There's no way there's an end to Insta Reels. Penalty to the Knights here. I think most people are zoned out of this game. It's 8-0 Dragons. The Knights couldn't score in a brothel. You know, the Knights are the worst attacking team in the competition. Dragons were very good defensively in the first half. Like, ultimately, like I would pretty much guarantee this game is over. So it's like we are kind of just going through the motions for the final 25. There surely isn't an end to Insta Reels, is there? Surely, if you get to the end of Insta Reels, you find out what the meaning of life is. Who are you leaning with for the Broncos vs Manly game? I am leaning with Manly. I would say Manly being at home, but it'll be a good battle. I wonder if Payne Haas is playing. If Payne Haas plays, it's going to be a massive battle. If Payne Haas doesn't play, like Cherry's going to guarantee play. Poor Knights. At least the Titans can score points. You say that, but the Knights have scored 153 points this year. We've scored 210. So it's not that far off. 57 points difference. But still better than the Knights. And we have beaten the Knights twice, to be fair. And that'll be fit tackle. No, that'll be 6 again. So Knights ball here 7 metres away. If they score here, they could still kind of technically come back. I don't think so, but like technically they could. Gamble gives it off. And Thomas Cant will be 5 metres away now, second tackle. I've turned the Pies Hawks game on. Screw this game. Hawks have been really boring to watch recently. Third tackle, 5 away. Surely Collingwood win that. Some people make reels that say you have reached the end. Oh, really? So 4th tackle here, 3 metres away. Instagram is my favourite for reels. Like TikTok and stuff is great, but Instagram reels is so funny, dude. Because you can get away with a lot more shit on Instagram than you can on TikTok. Fit tackle now for the Knights, 7 metres away from the line. 23 minutes to go here at the game, down 18-0. Off to Jack Cogger, who I'd argue is the first time I've seen him tonight. And the Dragons will lose it. The Knights score! Out of nowhere, Fletcher Hunt gets it. That just... Oh, maybe no. Maybe no. Bunker coming in here. Bunker coming in now. So they're just checking in to see about the contest. I don't know how the ball got to Fletcher Hunt after... That's a knock on Knights. Oh, well, he's knocking it back, to be fair. To be fair, like, he's knocking that ball backwards. It's not like he's raking it out, though. Like, his hand's there, but it's going backwards. He's facing his own goal line, the hand's going that way. I think this is a try, because Fletcher Hunt is facing his own goal line with his hand going backwards. Unless they say that's a knock-on. But his hand's backwards the whole time. But it bounces forward. This is unusual. Yeah. I disagree that it was pulled forward, man. I think it goes down and he's facing backwards and then it bounces towards him. I don't think he pulled that forward. But anyway, it's going to be a no try here to the Knights. It'll be a knock on here from Newcastle. I do think that if that was called a try, they probably called it a try. But like that was an unusual one because he's facing his own goal line. His hand is up. The ball is he's like that. I don't think that was a knock on. But anyway, it's called a no try. David says, I vote that Spaz Out should be the name of every stream moving forward. We are just a bunch of Spazzes in here, to be fair. Except Andrew, of course. Andrew is definitely not a Spazzo. Andrew says, I love the reels that people do dangerous stuff. You're a dangerous man, Andrew. I will always remember that one day that we all just got spammed with real, like, sick shit. Like, in regards to people dying and stuff on Instagram. Because Instagram reels show people dying. Right? If you scroll far enough and you're looking at, like, that kind of shit, it'll come up. But there was one day where the Instagram feed just absolutely shat itself, and everyone got all these like really people dying from all this kind of shit. It was wild. It was the wildest day on social media. Everyone saw him. And Fletcher Hunt will get taken down here at the 20. That was a try, surely. I thought it was a try, but they did go up as a no try, which is probably why they couldn't overrule it. Knights, Noughts. Yeah, well, the Noughts are doing well right now. At least they're not losing. They just need to not lose by 30 or more, I think it is, to not... Oh, no, sorry. Another 6 points, and they do go below the Eels for now. Because they're now by 18. So 65-73. A converted try will put them... Yeah, a converted try will put them equal with the Eels on minus 79. Knights out to the right-hand side. James Schiller to 30. The 20. And... Oh, it will not go to anybody. But the Knights still get it. Oh, penalty to... Yeah, it's offside. Yeah, it's a good call from the referee here. It's a good call. It is a good call there. Still here, don't stress everyone. Olivia, I was stressing. Please don't challenge this, Newcastle. And they're challenging it. They are challenging it. Okay, yeah. I agree with the removing of that comment. When's Dom Young turning up to save the season? Yeah, well, if you need to rely upon the winger to save the season, that's a bit of a rough one. So Dane's complaining that he's been taken out here. But it looks like the ball's kind of going past him. With that being said, Val Holmes does grab him and pull him away from it. He is grabbing him. This could be a penalty. This could be a successful challenge. This could be a penalty Knights. Yep, it's a penalty Newcastle. Oh, no. Oh, they're saying not a professional foul. Yeah, no, good call. Yeah, no, it's not a professional foul. That's common sense there. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible from the bunker. That's actually common sense. They've utilised common sense to define what that call is. Really impressive stuff there from the bunker. If I win my tip, I'm going to have a field day. I worked out my winnings. But didn't you say you tipped the Knights? What can save the Knights? Andrew, just a reminder, we are amongst the dribbler squad of Newcastle. You and me, son. Like, Titans have beat them twice this year, and yet we're still below them currently. So, you know, it tells you something. And you're also still below them as well, despite how bad the Knights have been this year. I should be not on this game, the Titans. If the Titans win, let alone 13 plus, you've rocketed it up. Rocketed it up, and the Knights here, can they rocket through? No, 1 metre out of the line. 1 metre out, 21 minutes to go here. First tackle for Newcastle. They need to score. Lucky not to knock that ball on now. 10 metres out. Dylan Brown at halfback, Ken Andrew. Good luck with that. Eels have done some fantastic work. Fantastic work with Dylan Brown at halfback. Third tackle now, 5 metres away. Dragons fans wanted a forward call. Doesn't really matter. Short ball. Frizzell, 3 metres away. Forward tackle. There's just no real solid attack going on here. Out to Gamble. No, that's Jack Cogger who knocks the ball on. And that is now Dragons ball to 10. 20 minutes to go of this shitfest. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 20 minutes to go. What are they paying, like $4? So 13 plus must be like $1 million. Are we only paying $4 to win tomorrow? That's undervalue. The Knights can't defeat a dragon. They even managed to do that in Fairy Tales. Yeah. Yeah, Knights do usually beat dragons in Fairy Tales. Just under 550. What's this for? Oh, how much do you win tomorrow? Is that what you're saying? Like, if Titans won 13 plus, you won $550. Gee whiz, Olivia's flying. She's absolutely flying. She's dominating the industry. Dominating the industry at this point. So Dragons first tackle out to 15. Don't worry, guys. We've only got 19 minutes and 40 seconds to go with this game. Dylan Brown at halfback almost won something. What, the spoon? Olivia's shouting. And that tells me right there you're from the Gold Coast, Casey. So second tackle here at the 35. Good little run there from the Dragons. Damien Cook. No, sorry, that's Jacob Little, which should have told me everything I needed to know. And Blake Laurie into the 35 on the Knights on the field. Yeah, Spoon. Yeah, I got that before you, Andrew. Got that first. I'll shout everyone a face tattoo. Well, to be fair, you did just shout me a face tattoo, so... I'm just spewing they don't have the Mike Tyson one. I wanted it. I need it. That'd be so... Like, I'm not going all the way to Bangkok to get it. But I guarantee you there would be an airbrush like Mike Tyson one in Bangkok. So Knights here will get a penalty. No, Dragons get the penalty at the 22. So this is the way to seal it right now, St. George. If you take the 2, you're going to bore me to death, but they probably do that. They probably do that. Hold on, I'm just going to message back someone. And let's see. Fun begin. Let's see fun begin. They're not going for the 2, are they? Oh, you sad. You saddos. You saddos. You're up 18-0. You've dominated the game. You saddos going for the 2. Jay says, make sure you test on your skin first and make sure you don't have a reaction. That's a good idea, Jay. I'm not smart enough to have thought of that firsthand. Yes, Andrew. She did go Knights 13 plus last week. Was that not the one where you had the Knights 13 plus and Roosters 13 plus, Olivia? Daryl Weller says, hopefully we're watching the worst game of the round. This is not a great game, Daryl. It's not a great... But then again, did you come into this game thinking? Did you come into this game thinking it was going to be the game of the round? If you did, I don't know what you thinking. What you thinking? You thinking? I don't think you thinking. What a nail-biter Friday night game. Great matchmaking. People always say this. How can you blame the NRL for this? Like, they made this straw in, like, November of last year. Well, they made the draw in, like, across the year, but October of last year. It was made official in November of last year. How are the NRL meant to know? Dragons right now are going up into the top 8. They will... No, they won't. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they go up into 7th position for the time being. No, they go up to 6th position. They go up to 6th position. Yeah, the Dragons from this win will go up to 6th position. But the Cowboys, the Broncos, and Manly, one of those teams will go above them. If the Cowboys beat the Tigers, they go back above them. If the Tigers win, they would need to win by a Mozza, which is not happening. Either way, they're probably going to finish this weekend off about 8th. Which is where I put them pre-season. Jay, this is probably a dumb question, but how would it cause a reaction? Not necessarily a dumb question there. But at the end, ultimately, yes, you can have reactions to anything, really. Sometimes your body just doesn't suit whatever it is. Not just an airbrush tattoo, but even one of those like sticky tattoos where you like put water over the top of it and hold it there and then comes there. Some people have bad reactions to that. Penalty to the Dragons here. Last thing you want is a permanent face paint rash. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great point. I'd take a face paint rash over a ballpark rash. Okay, David. You need to have a look yourself in the mirror. I don't want him to get a rash, and if it will cause that, maybe he should just get permanently. Okay, this chat's out of control. Chat's out of control at this point. Tell me to get a permanent face tat because of a rash I'm getting from an airbrush tattoo. Maybe I should get one on my hand first just to test it out, like a small one. And then when that's sweet, then we'll get that one. I'm going to go, Olivia, and have a look maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'll go in and see what they've got, and then I'll come back here and give you guys 3 options. All right, so second tackle now. Dragons, the ball at 25. Here they go, left-hand side. Gutho, Val Holmes. He's had a rough game, Val, man. This is the worst than England. This is a worse game than England versus West Indies last night. Anyone who watched West Indies versus England last night, you need to grow up. You need to grow up if you're watching England versus West Indies in cricket. So 10 metres away. Dragons will flick the ball off here to Jacob Little. Little fakes the kick, goes himself, and gets the offload away. Gets the offload away. Couchman, I don't think he's scored. I think he's he's held up. Held up. I have an idea if you can choose your own Bronx 2025 premiers. Olivia, you would have to donate well more than 160 to be getting that shit tattooed on me. You'd need to be donating at least 50 million USD. 50 million USD. You'd have to be, the treasure from National Treasure, dropout coming up here for the Knights of the Dragons. You would have to be Nicolas Cage in National Treasure finding that treasure to donate that here for me to get a Broncos 2025 premiers tattooed on me, whether it's a fake tattoo or not. It could be a half a day worth tattoo. Knock on there for the Knights, so Dragons get the ball here at the 20. Jared Farman says, this chat lost control of the first 10 minutes. This chat lost control years ago, Jared. Years ago. United play Hong Kong in 30 minutes. Yeah, I can't wait to not watch it, Dom. I'm still more excited to probably watch that than West Indies versus England in cricket, though. I would be way more excited to watch United versus Hong Kong than England versus West Indies in cricket. Alright, so Dragons ball here at the 20. They're just looking for points differential at this point. Knights are looking to not go below Parramatta tonight. Little with a great run into the 5. He's the better hooker in the Dragons. Jacob Little is the better hooker out of the 2. Between him and Damien Cook, Jacob Little is the best hooker. Alright, Blake Lawrie now 3 metres away, second tackle. You could have it backwards and people wouldn't even know. Well, that would make sense for the Broncos. That would make a lot of sense to have it backwards. Third tackle, 4 metres out. I think the Denver Broncos can win. No, you don't, Andrew. No, you definitely don't. Every Broncos team sucks right now. Denver Broncos, London Broncos, Brisbane Broncos. There's going to be some other Broncos that sucks around the world. Damien Cook gives it off here to Flanagan. Flanagan to Gutho. Gutho to Sully. Sully gives it off here to Tyrell Sloan with a T. Give it an R. And then give it a nice little Y. And that's not what you're going to have because it's a bunker. I think he's lost this ball over the line. I think he lost the ball over the line and he's shaking his head. I got ya. I got ya. There's no try. It's going to be no try here from the Dragons. Tyrell Sloan coming down, hits the knee, and that, my friends, is a drop ball and a half. Knock on. So stays 20-0. Jeez, I didn't think I would hear that out of Blaze mouth ever. Little is better than Cook. What? I say this all the time that I think Little should be the starting hooker. I say it on all the streams with the Dragons that Little is a better hooker than Cook. This is now, not 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Damien Cook was one of the best hookers in the game. This is not 5 years ago. What kind of cricket? 2020 is alright, but Test is painful. I love Test, just not England versus West Indies, and specifically not England. I will have a look for you. England cricket. England cricket. What are you pummies watching? Oh my gosh. They're watching an ODI against the West Indies. You're staying up all hours of the morning to watch an ODI against the West Indies. Gee whiz. Oh my gosh, you're having a shocker, David. You have an absolute shocker. So the Knights here will be taken down here at the 15. All hours of the night to watch an ODI against the West Indies. You're having a shocker. Second tackle here. Jonathan Sutton says Test cricket is peak cricket. Ashes. Oh yeah, Ashes or Australia versus India. Does anyone care about England versus India in England? Because I know a lot of English thought they actually won that last series in England, mind you. No run. That was Daryl. Sorry. You know, David can cop it too, regardless. Daryl, David, couple of D's. You cop it regardless. So fifth tackle here for Newcastle at the 40. Dane Gagai gets taken down. So I'm just so distracted by this brilliant, beautiful 100 out of 100 game. It's really exciting stuff. The favourite winning 20 plus. Oh, maybe not. Knights get the ball here from a knock on from the Dragons. Here's a comeback. Fire up, get the whips home. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And penalty Newcastle. Take the 2. Take the 2, Newcastle. You know you want to. Take the 2. Get some points on the board. Get some points on the board. Actually, weren't they the team that were down 38-0 to the Storm a couple of years ago in Melbourne at half-time, and they took the penalty at half-time? Didn't even bother when I'm in England. Seb, you know, English cricket's not that great, so I get it. You know, if England's playing or Fiji's playing, I'm still sure you'd probably prefer to watch Fiji. But you know what? Newcastle will score out of nowhere. Slap! Boom! Bang! Newcastle score. Kai Pearce-Paul will go over the line. It's 20-4 with a kick to come. 10 minutes to go of the game here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go. The Knights will score. The comeback's on. And the Eels, unfortunately, you will not be jumping Newcastle tonight. I'd say it's a 50-50 split in England. Half of England would support the Three Lions and the other half India. That has layers of context behind that comment. JFM says it's time for the comeback. Yeah, the comeback's all over. It's all over it. Knights might win this 13 plus to win Olivia's bet. So 10 minutes left, 20-4. Kai Pearce-Paul, 1 try of the night with 2 tackle busts, 80 run meters and 31 tackles. It's not bad stats. Not out of this world stats, but not bad stats. Good stats. All right, Newcastle. Can they get the conversion here? To be fair, this is a lot of people watching for a Knights vs Dragons game. Like it's a lot of people watching for a Knights Dragons game. Maybe I think it must be just because it's post Origin. Yeah, that's crazy comment from David actually. Well, there's a big old flag there, and he's that was Damo the flag man. He does Instagram and TikTok, and they're talking about how like the video the camera went on to him after he'd stopped waving the flag. They're talking about how how much he's been dying to use that all day, and he finally got to use it. Daryl says, if Titans went on a mad run and made a grand final, would you drop everything and attend, even being overseas? Absolutely. Doesn't matter where I am. I could be in Tanzania. I could be in Tajikistan. I could be in a North Korean prison cell. And I would get to that Titans game. Kim Jong-un doesn't want to deal with me and my Muay Thai, mate. Hey? Hey? Huh? You don't want to deal with these jabs. The old Kim Jong. No. He wouldn't want to deal with that. I could be in a North Korean prison cell and I'd still make it back for that Titans grand final. It also says, surely Brenton or the Snorkel Man gets stubbed on. Get Brenton Eslick on. It's time for Brenton Eslick to get on. Knights here at the 42, and it's 4 tackle, 9 minutes to go here of the game. Down by 14, they got the conversion. Isn't he going to the Tigers next year? Yeah, Brenton Eslick is going to the Tigers next year. Would make sense. Makes sense. They give it to Dane Gagai. Gagai goes out to the left. They flick it off, and they're away here, Newcastle. They're away. They're away. They're away. Back onto the inside. Dane Gagai's still going, and it's 5th tackle now to 30. Did he go to the game? I don't think Brenton likes to come to these night streams because he knows he's just going to cop it with how they've been playing this year. Knights put it up into the corner. Fletcher Hunt catches it. I think that's knocked backwards by the Dragons, and it will be their ball at the 5. They're very lucky they didn't go to that Knights play coming to the inside. And look, fair enough, Jay. Like, as a Knights fan, it'd be tough to deal with this chat. Like, as a Titans fan, it is tough to deal with it. But also, I can say what I want. Like, Brenton can't really lose his shit. Knights fans can't really lose his shit. 4 tackle now for the Dragons at the 30. Internally, you can. You know, I might cry for a good 5-10 minutes after a stream finishes when the Titans lose. But publicly, no tears just yet this season. Nearly had it a couple of weeks ago, actually. I know it was the Raiders game, yeah. Knights went downhill after Tamana Tahu retired. Tamana Tahu. Jim James says the Matildas just scored. They're up 2-0 over Argentina. Oh, Matildas are playing now, are they? Cool. And now it's going to be second tackle of the Knights at 35. Derek says, hello from the Tiwi Islands, Milikapiti community. Go the Dragons. Whereabouts is that, Derek? Get around the Dragons. But whereabouts is that? The Tiwi Islands in Milikapiti community. A shout out to that. Shout out to wherever that is. Jay says, life is great when you have the mic. Oh, mate, it's beautiful. I feel for like regulars whose teams suck and they have to fight their battle with the chat. Northern Territory. Cool stuff, man. We've never really had... I don't think we've had many people from Northern Territory tune in. That's cool. So 4 tackle now to 28. They give it out to Tyson Gamble. Gamble now, he'll be taken down to the 10, 5th tackle. And now Jack Colgar, Brayley, short ball. Oh, that was the chance of the Knights, but they dropped it. Dickie says, watching from Ley, Papua New Guinea. Shout out Papua New Guinea. Like I said, Origin on Wednesday night, Papua New Guinea has got around that game like crazy. 50% of the near 100,000 views that we had on that stream, 50% from Papua New Guinea. Mate, when they get their NRL team in the competition, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. Seb Watson says, hit the like, you cats. It's free. Yeah, hit the like, you cats. You are cat. If you don't hit the like button, your team's going to lose every single game from the rest of history. Third tackle now for the Dragons. And they will be at the 45 on their own side of the field, now 50. Fourth tackle. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow, plus all 3 games on Sunday. I'm already sorry for how I react during the Titans Storm stream. I'll apologise for it now, before the game commences. And up it goes now to the Knights at the 15. Oh, they've dropped the ball, and Dragons will get it 6 again. Derek says, go the Blues. Oh, Derek, stop it. Stop it. Well, the Origin chat's banned here. Origin chat's banned here after Wednesday. We don't talk about Origin here. No way. No way. Derek, you're from Northern Territory. You should be Queenslander. You should be Queenslander. Third tackle with the Dragons, 2 minutes out. And 6 again now for St. George. Can't wait to watch Brayley and Canberra's 12 other hookers next year. They do love a good hooker in Canberra. I think it's legal too. 6 again now for the Dragons. Eugene says, go the Dragons. All the best from Papua New Guinea. Get around Papua New Guinea. Second tackle in for the Dragons at the 5. Darryl says, a lot of rain forecasts make it a little easier, a little closer in Titans vs Storm. Yeah, you got to feel sorry for the Storm, mate. Got to feel sorry for the Storm. It's actually meant to be raining on the coast tomorrow. 5 metres out. They give it to Flanagan. Flanagan kicks it through. This should be a try. Val Holmes. Yes, sir. That's a try time for the Dragons, I think. Waiting for it. Bang, it's called a try. The Dragons will score to make it 24-6 with the kick to come. 24-6 with the kick to come. Dom Finlayson says, can the NRL teams do it on Sunday Arvo and Port Moresby? For anyone with a good reference list, the original one for that is, can you do it on cold Monday night in Stoke? But a Sunday Arvo and Port Moresby, it'll be a tough game, man. It will be a tough game up there in Port Moresby. Derek says, see you in Perth. Mate, Queensland ready, mate. Queenslander. And he will... He's dropped the ball. Yeah, he's dropped the ball. It's a knock on. It's a knock on. Why is he even claiming it? Why is he even claiming it? No try. No run. No run. No run. No run. But the question is, can you do it on a regular night at the Stadium of Light? And the answer is yes. The answer is always yes. Usually about 6-7-0 too. Just end the game, said Watson says. No, this has been a great game, mate. Fantastic game. Fantastic. You having fun? Actually, how do I say, you having fun in Thai? I learnt this today. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I thought I did. But I can say, Bombut Day May Day, which means I can't speak Thai. First tackle here for the Knights at the 40. Then they get off here to Fletcher Sharp. They go right hand side. Dane Gagai. And he's going to be at the 40 on the 44 on the Dragons side of the field. Daniel Teishman with the $2 redo donation says, is there a place to watch all the games from USA? I would assume probably on watchnrl.com, man. It does cost about $40 a month, but you know, if you want all access to all games, like that's what I do when I'm in Thailand here. That's what I did in India. That's what I'll do in Vietnam. You know, it's the best option if you want to go legally. If you want to go illegally, you can watch it, but it'll be behind me quite a bit. It'll be behind the actual live quite a bit. That's up to you. But thank you very much for the $2 donation. Santa says, I want my $7 back. Mate, they need to get that, what was that documentary again of Sunderland? Was it literally called We Are Sunderland or something? I can't remember it. It was a good show. Tyson Gamble, fit tackle here to Fletcher Sharp. They give it now to Dylan Lucas. Kicks it through. Played at. Oh, no, Newcastle. Played at, then Knights knock on. Does the US have KO? Casey, the only places that have KO is New Zealand and Australia. And I don't even know if New Zealand do. I know Australia definitely does, obviously. But I don't even know if New Zealand do. Sunderland until I die. Thank you, Sunder. Dragons' next 5 is Dolphins away, Sharks away, bye, home against the Eels, and then the Raiders away. A little bit of an irky run there. Mitch with the $10 donation. Number 2 on the leaderboard too. He's flying. Says Duolingo Sport. That is me. Duolingo Sport over here. But it wasn't on Duolingo. It was on Google. Dragons here. Tyrell Sloan flicks the ball off to the Knights. Unfortunately, Tyson Gamble is not actually playing for the Dragons, Tyrell Sloan, so you shouldn't be passing it to him. KO is Foxtel. Foxtel's only an Aussie thing. Oh, so it's not even New Zealand. David says 40 down under dollary dues is probably 5 freedom bucks for you, Daniel. Yeah, so $40 Australian, Daniel, would probably be about like what, 23 US, 25, maybe 25 US dollars a month. Imagine hearing Dora explain NRL to Americans. Can you say 40-20? The old Dora. Dora, the Explorer. I don't even think we get KO in New Zealand. Well, if you don't think so, then you don't. But I don't know. But see, the thing is, Daniel, you say, okay, that's not that bad, thank you. Like, I don't know. I'm just assuming you do have Watch NRL because that's how I watch it internationally. But I'm in Asia. I'm not in North America. But then again, I also watched it. I think I watched it in Hawaii on WatchNRL.com. So maybe when I was in Hawaii. Seb Watson with the £1 donation. Thank you very much, Seb Watson. Thank you very much. First tackle of the Dragons. There's a minute 18 left of this drivel to go. Like I said, don't forget we'll be here for 3 games tomorrow, son. 3 games. And I will go down to look at the airbrush tattoo thing. I will go have a look at it. Minute to go now. 4th tackle for the Dragons. Knights are only going to score 14 points in 58 seconds. I think the game of the round, the game of the day tomorrow is definitely Manly versus Broncos. Cowboys Tigers could be anything, bad or good. Titans Storm, God help me. Rabbitohs Warriors could be interesting. Panthers Eels could be interesting. Roosters Raiders might be the game of the weekend. Daniel says, "Wow, for USA people, it's what? To set your location to Australia. Yeah, you can do a VPN and do KO. $20 a week, $39 a month, $189 for 12 months. Damn, US $39 a month is crazy. Well, I pay $40 Australian in Thailand a month, and the same price in India. Fletcher Sharp, crunch down now at the 48 on 3rd tackle. 7 seconds left here at the game. Game of the round, Raiders versus Roosters, and go Raiders. Yeah, it'll be an interesting game, man. 20 US a week. Yeah, 20 US a week is insane. And the Knights are away here. That's forward, that's knock on, that's everything you want to call it. Ads Gain says, hope you're having a good night. Geez, both these sides are good, aren't they? Yeah, they're good at disappointing me in a game. But there we go, guys. It is 26 here, full time to the Dragons. Derek says, bro, where you at? I'm currently in Thailand. I'm from the Gold Coast, but I'm currently in Thailand. I was in India, and I'll be in Vietnam in about 5-6 weeks. I'm currently doing a fitness retreat, man, so I'm feeling a lot more fit and healthy, son. I'm flying at the moment. Still got 3.5 weeks to go of this, so I'm flying. But all right, guys, as Justin Sundo said, thank fuck it's over. 20-6 to the Dragons. They will jump up now into 6th position for the time being above the Rabbitohs. But there is many teams, like the Rabbitohs and the Cowboys can jump back above them. One of Broncos Manly will jump above them. The Roosters aren't going to be able to get up to there, but unless they win by a huge score, like 40 plus kind of deal. So overall, Dragons probably finish off in 8th. But for the Knights, you are in a precarious little position here, son. Very precarious little position. And that is that you could finish in 16th by the end of the weekend. One of the Panthers or Eels will jump you. So you will, no matter what, finish in 15th. But if the Titans were to get a miraculous win over the Storm, you would go down to 16th. You can't go last because luckily one of Panthers Eels will lose. But then again, if it was, well, technically, if it was a draw and the Panthers drew with the Eels, you would go in, both teams would jump you because the Panthers have a better points differential than you. So, yeah, worrying signs there for the Newcastle, but you're lucky the Titans are playing the Storm, and the Storm do need a win there. But, all right, guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. There is 3 games on tomorrow, 3 games on Sunday. We'll be smacking them all out live for you as per usual. So, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Boom! See ya. That was a cool little lighting switch there. Boom! No, that didn't do it. There we go, eh? Boom.